Welcome back again to the dark land of Barovia. You are once again amongst the souls that would brave it, for better or for worse.
For better, definitely. I am Margulis. I'm playing Sasha of the Unseen Eye. I'm here. I'm ready to do this. Going back to the Vistani camp, bringing back their daughter. Hopefully they're thankful. I don't know. Yeah. Woo!
Okay. I'm Robert. I'm playing Greila, the nature cleric.
Jeff playing Craig, the monk ranger, and I doubt they're gonna be thankful that much.
What?
And
Oh, come on.
Ed, still going Siguror, still Minotaur, still the strongest in the party. We'll keep it that way.
Ooh. Oh, you mean the physical score? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought. For a second, I thought you were like, I'm the best party member. And I was like,
hell no.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Oh no, I'm pretty
I
sure
thought the
there's things I
same,
can't do.
but perhaps you'll have a chance to prove that in time. Last time, you had successfully rescued Luvash's child and arrested Bluto. And you're trekking back tonight, splitting up partway through for a return to the Vistani camp and Vallaki, respectively.
So okay.
Before we split up,
There's a little time where you're venturing together.
it's basically night now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say to them, perhaps, so that we do not get assaulted on the road between the Vistani camp and Vallaki, we will stay there and then meet with you at the inn in the morning.
That's fine.
Is that okay with you, Kak?
Makes sense. What's the split up so far?
What?
I don't know. You guys were gonna go with Ismark, and I assume Irina wanted to go with Ismark, so I assume it was just gonna be me and Crack heading to the Vistani camp with the girl, with Arabelle.
If you want to go with him, that'd be fine, because then that'd be a 3-3 split.
Okay, I'll go to the town.
Irina does ultimately decide to follow her brother, though perhaps slightly at his behest.
Okay.
That's fine.
I mean, hey, this way you wouldn't have to be around Bluto.
I'll give her some stuff to study that night when I'm not there. Some practice stuff.
And I guess before we get started, I'm thinking we need to be quiet. Children are usually not very quiet when they're walking. So, are you tired, Arabelle? After your work.
Well, she only got her.
I'm fine. Just to be sure, is it you and you?
Me and Crack plus Arabelle are going to the Vistani camp. Siguror and Greila plus Ismark and Irina are going back to town. With Bluto.
Yep.
The night still teems with life. Distant howls, scratches against dirt and wood, scrabblings, the occasional eye in the dark, though when you look, there's nothing there.
Bloody Tears starts to play, and I'm like, is it what? This is not good.
No.
It does not. But it does begin to rain.
That sucks.
Yay!
The first 20 minutes of your journey is accompanied by the thick sloshing of mud about your boots or shoes. The steps come a little harder, though not significantly so, just enough to be an annoyance. With the falling rain, things get slightly more difficult to see, if not more atmospheric. Now, you are attempting to be low-key with your travels, but does that mean you're not using any lanterns or anything like that?
if the rain makes it dark enough where we basically can't even see the road, we might have to...
Well, Sakar has dark vision.
It was already
for our
kind of
group.
like that.
We're still together at this moment?
Yes.
We should probably use lanterns right now, but once we split off, I'll have Sakar lead the two of us through the darkness, and that way we can sneak, because I don't have a penalty to sneak, and Crack's pretty good at it, so we should be able to do the rest of the way stealthily. But for now, let's use lanterns and keep an eye out for stuff.
Alright. Question. Whenever you cast light, is that a cantrip? Or is
Yeah.
that... Oh, okay. I just didn't know if that could slot it on.
No, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
Grella still
I
has
could
slots,
cast it. Yeah, actually.
I think, right? I have one first level spell slot, so I'm really hoping we don't come across anything.
I mean, I'm out of spells.
I got...
so-
Did you not mark them?
No.
Oh, you just
I
marked them really light. Okay.
I have like one first level spell slot.
Ah, so okay, we're both in the same boat.
I still have second level spell slots.
I see. I don't.
Oh.
I have no second level spell slots.
A long half-hour passes before you come to where the roads will diverge, at least for the group. However, you have company. Before you reach the divergence proper, you spot it, standing right in the road, making no attempts to hide. It is a human figure, its eyes aglow, silver and smoldering. Its posture somewhat lax, though it holds a sword in its right hand.
Okay.
It is not looking in your direction, but it is turned towards you.
Huh.
What is...
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. It's not Strahd, is it? It's like a dude.
Should I use a sword?
He could. I don't know.
Could.
He's a great conqueror. I don't know if that means he has a sword or not.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. I figured Strahd would be very noticeable.
Because the way...
You spot it like a little ways off. You're maybe 30 feet away.
Does it look somewhat similar to that one figure that I saw when we were camping? And I was taking guard?
You don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is Bloody Tears playing in the background? Because I'm pretty sure it's Strahd if that's the case.
It is not.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably not Strahd.
Bloody Tears?
That's Dracula's theme from the Castlevania games. I'm just making
Super
it
sure.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's great.
But once the group of you begin conversing, it is then that
Yeah.
that Arabelle notices the figure and moves behind Irina and starts shivering.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is, little one?
I've never seen that.
And she
It
huddles a little
just
closer.
looks like a man. It doesn't look like
With
any sort of-
smoldering silver eyes.
Well, well, I'm asking
From
if
this
it's-
distance.
Okay.
Can I roll something like an intelligence check to know if it's some sort of monster?
I'll say that. Actually, yes. I will say that. It's dark, but you have a way of
Yeah, Sakar. That's
seeing
my vision.
better, so I will give you that.
Really good eyes.
Or you can get closer as a group to inspect
Well, I was thinking
I don't
about...
think we should get-
Anyway.
Well, I
your
mean,
chair.
depending on the check, I was thinking of just walking up and basically
Well, I don't
identify
think
yourself.
we should walk up to it while we have the little. Like, we shouldn't provoke a fight. If
Definitely.
We can avoid it.
How thick is the forest around the path we're taking?
Pretty thick. Though under the fall of night, it seems to have almost vanished. But that is par for the course. Between the mist and darkness, it's very easy to lose oneself.
Okay, so it would probably be... I think it's the same color.
Those are exactly the same colors as
Okay.
last time.
Well, I mean, they did alright, so hey.
8.
Alright.
Sahar
I can
flies
say something.
closer and inspects the figure. The figure, you all can see, like, cocks its head a little bit, perceiving Sahar's approach. But it doesn't move to do anything to it. Sahar, upon getting closer, is able to see that this was likely once a man. It has a man's shape, but its skin is sallow and racked with marks of deep wounds, long healed. Its posture, slack, makes more sense when Sahar gets closer and communicates to you that it appears to be some type of undead. However, most undead do not have the silver glowing eyes.
Right.
And what's more...
So it's like a revenant of some kind?
And what's more, maybe. And what's more, in addition to the sword, it is also armored, though not too heavily. And it has some nice decoration to it, or what was once nice decoration, as there's a lot of cloth tatters over the armor,
How much
but
decoration?
most of it is missing, so you can readily see the armor beneath it.
How much decoration? Is there like a coat of arms on his armor that I can roll a history check on?
There's not an intact coat of arms on it, like too much of it is ripped away, but there's enough detailing that you could make a check.
Okay.
Well,
Don't roll one.
well, he's making that check. Is there a roll somebody can make to see
13.
if there could be this could be like
Oh.
an ambush?
Not to tip my hand too much, but you're from here. Spoilers.
So then,
Yeah.
sweet. 14.
Hey, well, one could make the difference.
Why?
Gotta get them out early, man.
There's an old tale or two that you heard when you were younger. You've almost forgotten about it. But there are tales about how there was once a great stronghold presided over by a silver dragon. It was crushed by Strahd and his forces, but some Vistani mothers say that the old ghouls still walk the night looking for mischievous children.
Yeah, okay.
This one's not particularly alert, but a little bit of the decal and the silver kind of reminds you. I mean,
So he's like a death knight.
That looks for children.
likely.
Well, that's the tale. That's not necessarily accurate.
You'd have to either get closer to inspect it or interact with it to tell
do
more
I
about
know?
what specifically it is.
Right.
But
But I know that some undead are sentient, like some stronger undead.
yeah, you know that that's possible.
I will say to the group of you, I believe it is alive in its mind anyway. It is some sort of death knight. Someone should stay back with Arabelle. But I do not believe it will move.
Death Knight.
A revenant, a sort of
Hero that is not warrior that has not passed on.
yes.
That
I believe
sounds.
he is one of the knights who was destroyed by Strahd. And if that's the case, and he is still alive in his mind, I would like to speak with him.
It sounds more like a henchman of Strahd than anything.
Not all the creatures of the darkness serve Strahd, though most do.
Very well.
I am going to talk to it anyway.
Irina and I will stay here.
With Arabelle. This is for the best.
As this is going on, is there a role that you'd be able to make that would be able to, basically like a sense ambush type thing? Like if this thing is literally could be standing here as a distraction for things to jump out?
I'd want perception from you.
Okay.
Nice stuff.
I mean, he hasn't seen us yet.
You could if you wanted.
16?
23.
Alright. And you're just like hunching down, or are you trying to like hover like a little off the road maybe?
A little off the road.
Okay.
23.
And you wanted to approach.
Yeah.
You were approaching. You were approaching. Were you?
It would depend on the.
I'm
feeling
loading
I
the
get
description.
from
Well, it's a crossroads, so like it's not the worst place for an ambush, if a little cliche, but bandits can be cliche as well as more unintelligent things. However, You don't pick up on any of the usual signs that would give away an ambush actually waiting.
I'll approach with them.
It's you guys. I am loading the description of people walking up, which is why I ask.
I'll stay back.
And Greila hangs back.
How far back, though?
You'd be hanging back like 30 feet.
Oh, that's fine.
That's as far as you guys are before you spot it initially.
Okay.
And you approach. The figure's head turns as you approach, and you get to see your lanterns illuminate the gaunt face of a warrior of times gone by. For those that did not get Sahar's description, which is people who are not Sasha, you see a decently armored, like chain level armored human being with a long sword gripped in their right hand, smoldering silver eyes set into pits on its face, and scraps, barely legible scraps of perhaps some kind of tabard or other such thing, along with a number of wounds that were likely grave, though not grave enough to prevent this thing's movement.
Alright.
Once we approach, I will call out to it. And I will say... What will I say, actually?
Warrior? Knight? Eye of Strahd.
Sir? That's a good sign. Does it move after doing that, or?
Ever so slightly. It is like maybe slightly more focused on you.
Oh, just okay.
Is your... Are you conscious?
Seems to register your words, at the very least.
Slashes up, cuts Sasha in half.
Sneak attack!
It doesn't move to attack,
Diplomacy gets you nowhere!
but it doesn't seem to be preparing to respond.
Okay.
Are you friend or foe?
Yes, you hit the demon too, yes?
And it grips its sword like tighter, and while it's still kind of slacky, like it does visibly like straighten a little bit.
Now that I'm interacting with the thing, can I roll again to try to get more specifics on what this thing is? Or nah?
Sure.
I mean, it's actually speaking, so...
Oh my god, 13!
From here?
No.
Or,
No,
okay.
I
Not
don't
with
think
this.
that works for monster identification.
Okay.
You suspected it was some kind of revenant, and you're getting the vibe that maybe that's true.
What do I know about revenants?
That they're generally more intelligent than normal undead, and usually results from some creature who is horribly wronged, which would track with what you've already got.
And I will say to the creature, to the revenant, you want to destroy Strahd, yes?
Destroy. Strahd, foe. It then turns sideways. Grip tight on its sword, and it kind of like raises it a little bit as if it's about to march. And then it starts marching. Destroy. Strahd.
I'm gonna try pointing it
Foe.
in the direction of Ravenloft.
And then it begins to like march off the road.
Wait, where are you going?
Strahd's that way.
You point, but its back is turned.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem to hear you or you as it continues repeating, Strahd, foe, destroy. And you hear the crackling of like leaves and branches.
It's not like walking in the direction of the Vistani camp, is it?
No.
Okay.
Not
Is it walking
specifically.
in the direction of Valaki?
Kind of. It literally just like starts walking off like the side of the road. So like technically.
Okay.
Well, wait, no. You're headed kind of towards like no, actually.
Huh. Okay.
If it takes a swerve, it might hit the Vistani camp, but.
Do I know which...
It also didn't seem to react very specially to Sasha.
Right.
So, unless it's incapable of distinguishing Vistani from normal people, in which case then I guess it wouldn't matter too much anyway.
Fair. Huh.
Seems weird to just leave it
Yeah.
alive.
But, I mean...
Your words seemingly have inspired it.
No doubt's actively seeking Strahd, I guess?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Huh.
Well,
Mayhap we come across
Just
him
let him
again.
go. What
I mean,
may-
maybe
Mayhap we come
he
across him
could
again.
go into a village and just start murdering people, but yeah, I mean...
No, we get into the throne room. Go to throw down with Strahd. Strahd! Destroy!
If only we had more help.
God damn, that would be awesome,
That
actually.
It's with the callback!
Huh.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna let him go. I mean, fuck it.
It seems against Strahd, so hey.
I kind of want to know where it came from, though. Because what if the rest of the knights are like that?
The ones that Strahd did
Idiots.
raise the spirits of?
Maybe they're not all like that.
I know, I'm just joking.
Ones that he didn't. This one didn't look like any of the souls that Strahd brought up in front of us, did it?
He controls those.
Off the top of your head, no.
Okay.
Yeah. If that knightly order is all like... Maybe one of them's an actual, like, Hell Knight, like, sentient stuff.
Huh.
Just as a...
Because Strahd takes place in Greyhawk, which means Hell Knights are a thing.
Just as
They're
a...
undead.
Something to look into.
They're undead paladins.
Okay. Something to look into, definitely.
Dust Save sells a really cool shit with their leader on it.
When all the things got up and started marching, those were all former adventurers, right? They weren't people from Barovia.
That's what they looked like.
Okay.
They all had like armor, but none of it matched.
Yeah.
Different weapons.
Okay.
He's showing us that he had beaten the shit out of a bunch of former
Shield
adventurers.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, let's just let him go. Even though it feels weird to pass up
A
experience.
high
and
number of
possible-
rogues.
Wait. How long did that interaction take?
Like maybe... I'll say like maybe 2-3 minutes.
Oh, damn. I wanted to... What if he has magic gear? I feel like it's such a waste to just let him walk off with an enchanted longsword. And I don't have detect magic prepared, so...
Well, depending on how bold or sure you feel, you could like chase him down.
Follow him for 10 minutes?
We're gonna cast Surface Thoughts. Destroy. Strahd.
I can't.
Okay,
I don't have
damn.
any spell slots left.
No, I know. I mean, like, as a joke. Surface Thoughts. Exactly what he's saying.
He's very true. His words are true.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, let's just let him go. when we meet the others, I'll say, well, he wanted to destroy Strahd, and maybe he will.
Yeah, if we come across him again.
It is here that your paths split.
It's the weirdest random encounter ever.
Some with the child, some without the child, some with a drunkard.
Attempted murder, drunken.
Indeed. The night.
Is he actually walking around, like walking with us? Because if he's going slower, then fucking I'm just gonna dragging his
What
ass.
does he want to touch people?
No, because I hog-tied him, or
I know that.
tied him up.
Yeah, I remember, and I was gonna say, unless you untied him, no, he's not walking with you because he can't.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
bound. He could still be bound,
Okay,
but
it was like that. Then yes, but his steps are like maybe a tiny bit slower because like his steps are like wobble wandery more than like straightforward. It's not slowing you down significantly, so it's up to how much you feel like pushing him around at this point. It's not slow enough to completely justify it.
leash. Just if he gets too far behind, just pull him forward.
And he does occasionally need a tug.
He's going now.
You split. The night is cold and dark for both parties, however. Rain falls.
Do you want stealth checks from us? I don't know if they're sneaking, but we were going to sneak.
I was about to do them first. But yes. Go. You can go ahead and like hold them.
Oh
You
man,
watch-
is Blue just gonna be an autofill?
You watch your allies. Well, if you guys are sneaking. You watch your allies wander off into the darkness, back towards the Vistani camp. You turn your attention towards the road that will bring you to Valaki. Are you guys sneaking?
It's up to you. I have disadvantage on it, so it's not likely that we'll succeed, but it doesn't hurt trying. Except for I'm pretty sure you move slower if you sneak.
You do. I would say we can try to continue on without sneaking, see where that gets us. And if we get attacked, then we'll sneak.
Alright. So we're not sneaking.
You travel down the road.
Probably have Ismark carry a torch, considering if one of us is leading and the other one's in the back, I don't want the back line holding a torch. No, I guess that'd give us early warning. Somebody's being taken down.
I can cast a light on something that lasts an hour.
Like torches, because I can just be snuffed if need be.
Yeah,
I
you
could
can
just stop. I could stop making it.
Oh, I thought it was just set and go for an hour.
As
Oh.
you go,
No.
Ismark at one point turns to Greila. I know that it is what we decided on, but I do not like how we're traveling back with this man. If only because the travel will likely be more difficult. I hope we don't meet anything else.
Well, we'll have to take it as it comes. We can't do anything about it now.
Being out at night like this, I know it makes me sound the coward, but it makes me uneasy.
I would think you a fool if you were not in this land.
I'll cast light on something. Who's in the back? Is it Ismark or is it someone else?
You can cast it on Arabelle's doll.
Arabelle's doll is with Arabelle, which is with the other
Right,
guy.
duh. Sorry.
I will say that it is.
I'm dumb.
I will say that it is Ismark, and Irina's like towards the center. They're staggered a little bit, you know.
I'll cast it on something of Ismark so that he can hold it up. Something small, like if he has a dagger or something. It casts more light than a torch, though, for
Does he have
sure.
like a brooch or something? Because if it's
Or
on his
that.
chest, it could just be like.
What, does he have a shield?
He he does not, but he does like when you need something like rustle around in his bag and pull out like a small. It's not it's not like a combat knife. It's really like a small like whittling thing. It's like I have this,
Okay, that works.
and he holds it up. It was my father's. I'll keep it around for sentimental reasons.
I understand. I'll cast light on it. I have to touch it though.
Yeah, and he offers it.
Alright.
You do that. You illuminate the darkness, at least for now. I was never any good at whittling. My father tried to teach me, but
Everybody has their talents. I'm sure yours just lie elsewhere.
that wolf you carved once, that wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. If wolves usually have broken necks. It was very confusing. I thought I was carving along the grain, and I was inspecting it once, twice over, like I was instructed, and before I knew it, it had taken up a fascination with its own feet.
The wolf?
Understand.
Yes.
Yes.
It was,
He sang the.
and he turns like his nag.
Oh.
And then it snaps. Oh no, it's Mark. I'm joking. Be a dog.
I've seen you. You whittle, don't you?
A bit.
I can only imagine how you were able to learn.
No real skill in it from the man that taught me. I more do it to pass the time.
Very well. Tell me. We've not really found out much about each other. These lands are dangerous, but certainly you live lives of danger. Have either of you ever visited any place quite like Barovia?
No. Not me, anyway.
Most lands I have visited are far more white than here. And far colder.
Wow, racist.
He
Hard.
I read it contributes. I've always wanted to see snow. I hear there's some mountains here that are quite frosty, but I hadn't traveled too much before we left. It's dangerous and all that.
Any dangerous place, barring this land, once you get your bearings, they can feel like home. Your place sucks. No.
That must be quite an interesting life.
Can be hard at times. You need to scrounge. Sometimes. Used to. Village used to be a pirate village, apparently. Or a pillaging village.
Really?
Before my time and during the time of old ancestors.
Pillaging. Did they sail on ships? Were they like pirates?
That's what I've been told.
Ah, very interesting. Meanwhile, on the long and maybe a little more lonesome road, because the group is smaller.
Right.
You travel along. It is loud, but accompanied by rain, which, however much you like or dislike rain.
Rain's
What did you both get?
19.
Mm.
Dang!
Can roll shit for my int checks, but when it comes to sneaking, I'm a ghost. I fade away to the right.
There's a point where you think you spot something walking across the road, but no. Just turns out to be a rabbit. Maybe you got like a bit of a view of it. There comes another point, maybe 20 minutes after that, where you hear some howls that sound pretty close. And there's a moment where you stop. And then the next howls you hear are a little farther away.
Okay. Once we get close enough, like 15, 20 minutes away from the village, that we don't really necessarily need to sneak anymore, I'm going to turn and just say, so, Crack, tell me about yourself.
Do you know all you need to know right
Where do you come from?
Plus, it's far away from here.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Must be unusual being away from your people for so long.
Yeah, sure.
When I first learned from my master, there was no one like me around.
Oh.
Strange looks.
There's a far off call amongst the other rustling in the forest.
I asked the kid how she got her doll.
The dad said that already.
One of the others brought it back for me. Sabin brought it back for me. He's nice.
Is he?
I hear he got it from town.
Save. Is that the one that was being whipped?
No.
No.
Okay.
Sabin's the guy who
was
held up
Alexi.
the house with his muscles while it was collapsing.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
He's the guy who suplexed the train?
Indeed he is.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Sabin though.
No, one of the Vishtani is literally just Edgar's brother Sabin. And I'm just like, why couldn't he have been around? He could have killed Strahd.
So when I told you there were cool people... No.
He just aura-bolts Strahd. It's like, that's kind of cheap.
Yeah.
Fire dance.
Actually, a Sun Soul Monk would have been really sick for this campaign. I'm just now realizing.
Yeah.
Because they're all fire and radiant. You could have just been like Vegeta versus Dracula. Dun, dun, dun,
Can you
dun.
power your attacks with the power of the sun?
Yeah, I think so.
You could be a ripple user too.
That was before they stopped letting us inside.
Yeah.
Dad says they're scared of us.
Many people are.
It's because... It's because the King Tsarevich likes us, isn't it?
Yes.
People.
People. Well, that's his last name. I will say, the people, they are afraid of him. And because we are his favorite, at the best they show us deference, at worst, they curse us in the dark. But this is not your fault, child. And it will not be that way forever.
My daddy'll set them straight.
That's gonna fucking skin someone alive is what he's gonna do.
Yes, I'm sure he will.
Sorry.
Can you fly?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, bird. Why can't you fucking
You
fly?
know, I kind of thought this was gonna happen at some point.
Must be a bitch ass penguin.
Did
If
your,
you can't fly.
did your mom not teach you?
My cat don't fly.
Oh. I thought maybe your mom didn't teach you.
An ostrich.
My mom didn't teach me some things.
Well, I did not see your mother at the camp.
She's not around anymore.
My mother isn't around anymore either.
Didn't teach you what? Or my character tries his best to say that.
That could be something you've heard.
Yeah.
To make food and sewing. Some of the other ladies said they'd teach me, but I know you're supposed to learn from your mom. Maybe someone else can teach you how to fly.
What about Greila?
No.
Yeah, not teaching me how to fly.
Got it.
Also, she was in a sack. I don't think. Oh, maybe she saw me, but a little bit.
You close in, without incident, on the camp. And you are not 5 feet through when you hear, "Arabelle, my sweet," in a whirlwind. just impressive speed for his size. She is whipped up by Luvash and swung around joyously as she starts laughing. Daddy, it's so good to be back! Oh, it is so good to have you back. He hugs her close, and they enjoy each other's embrace
This guy was
for a
so
long
angry
moment.
earlier.
Dad that lost his daughter. Yeah.
I know.
I'd be a little pissed.
I'm
Should
just
you
saying.
stand still long enough for the moment to be over, which is at least like 5 minutes. He opens his eyes and looks and goes, "Oh, you found her, wisest of wise, greatest of great. Where are the rest of you? Oh, it doesn't matter. I have my little girl back. Please, a reward is in order." He thinks about hoisting his daughter up on his shoulder, but then decides to noticeably keep her close. And goes, "We're going to the wagon. We're going to the wagon!" And then he insistently marches through the camp, turning frequently. "She's back! She is back! She is back! Oh, thank goodness she's back!" Until you were half marched, half drug to one of the wagons in the camp, and he motions inside. There's I can barely speak. Argyle comes walking up and says, I had heard the good news. Well, it seems your crowd is a little thinner than when you left. It is good that she's back. I certainly hope it is no trouble has befallen them.
No, they needed to go ahead to Balaki. We will meet them there tomorrow. I was hoping it would be possible to stay at your camp tonight, lest we risk the road in the dark.
Anything. Yes, anything. You should be treated like kings here. You were about to say something? I assume that the fact that you're outside our treasure wagon is not a coincidence? Certainly not. I just couldn't wait to repay them. Oh, what you've done is so great, so wonderful. Yes, but let us not completely lose our heads. Inside, I urge you to choose something from within. But one thing. They're quite valuable, you understand.
I understand.
Though we shall
While
make...
my allies would be interested in whatever treasure you have to offer. If...
Does he mean one per or just one for the group? I'm guessing one for the group, is what he's implying?
Yes, but he was gonna other clarify, on the inside.
I will say, if you would speak to him, there is another here who possesses a treasure I would be most interested in.
Is there? Are you sure you not want to take a look inside?
Yes, as I stated before, my friends would be very interested in whatever treasure you can provide, but I need to borrow something for the night from one of the elves. I will return it, but it is of interest to me. I was hoping perhaps you can help me convince him.
I can be certain that he shall be convinced, whether he likes it or not.
Well, there's no reason to be rough with him, but yes, just as long as I have your backing, should be enough.
They are freeloaders. They should be happy to serve us however they can. Oh.
Alright, then I'm gonna go in and look for a treasure. I'm gonna roll intellect to just see whatever's...
Argyle says, you should go and make merry. I shall see to the travelers. Luvash nods, puts his daughter down, and they eagerly skip away.
Does he skip as well?
Treasure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, his daughter's back.
Yeah.
He's gonna...
Argyle shows you shows you both inside the wagon, and says, for a reward, you may choose any of within here, though I will warn, the potions, and he gives a thumb to a box with some nicely bottled potions. They're not as potent as they could be. They're older, less skilled of us.
Yes, I understand.
That's the fog walking potion, I'm guessing.
Inside, there is a wooden chest. There is an iron chest. There's also an onyx jewelry box with little gold engravings all over it. There is a small wooden throne. It looks to be like a model wooden throne that has like gold decoration, like gemstones set into it. It's rolled up, but Argo says, actually, I should unroll it for the full effect. And he unrolls an about 10-foot square rug that has an absolutely marvelous like unicorn motif on it. Dazzling.
Sasha likes that one,
Dazzling
but he's
dress.
gonna once you're done talking.
And after that, there's the wooden box that he like motioned to and said, they're not as potent.
Okay, fair enough. Do you need me to roll intelligence to determine the value of the items that are already out, and are they going to let us look inside the chests, or no? Because the first thing you mentioned were 2 chests, right?
Yeah.
Wooden one and
There's a wooden one, and then there's an iron one.
Okay, I'll open them unless he like stops me.
Is this? No. Go ahead.
Okay.
Normally I might, but we are brothers, so.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you want me to roll int on the stuff?
You might be able to cast detect magic.
Only if you want.
Well, I'm just saying to determine the actual market, because you can roll intelligence to determine the market value.
If you don't want to just pick the fun way, then yeah, you can.
You could also do detect magic. See if anything's magical in here.
I'll also ritual cast detect magic. Is anything in here magical?
You set to work with your ritual. Argyle asks, what is that you're doing?
It is a magic detecting spell.
Then if you will allow me to save you some time, none of these are magical artifacts. Save for the potions.
Right, of course.
But there's like a hint of magic in there from something.
I got a 23 on determining the value of the items.
Alright. The wooden and iron chests are pretty easy in that the wooden chest contains what you would estimate to be like roughly 1,200 electrum pieces. You know that silhouette of Strahd anywhere. The iron chest contains gold pieces
More
instead
silver,
of
less
electrum, in that it contains, you would estimate like between 600 and 650, no less than 625.
No less than 625
Gold pieces in like the iron chest. The jewelry box contains 6 pieces of jewelry. In your personal opinion, they look to be a little on the cheap side. If your experience with the merchant back in Barovia is any indicator, probably no more than like 50 gold for each one of the pieces of jewelry.
So
the box
6
itself,
pieces of 50, that's 300.
the box itself would be like about 200, you'd say.
It's a nice ass box. Damn.
Yeah, but that's 500
It's
gold.
very
That's
nice.
less than the actual second
Yeah.
chest.
However, there's also a potion in here that's in like an unlabeled crystal vial. And Argo goes, I'd forgotten about that. It would be part of the box.
Do you mind like finger taste it?
Sure.
Okay. What's the potion?
The potion is a potion of poison.
Okay.
Now, it's just a taste.
Right.
So, barring other rules.
So I immediately
feeling
spit it
awful.
out and was like,
But, that's what it is.
How bad is poison?
This is all in the iron box?
No, this is in the onyx box.
Oh, onyx, okay.
Right?
That potion of poison could be useful.
You're on the onyx jewelry box.
Yeah,
right.
I got you.
But the thing is, it does damage for drinking it, so we have to like force it down someone's throat. We can't like throw it at someone and do it, can we?
No.
Or like
No,
coat
they have
arrows.
To
to-
my knowledge, it's gotta be like ingested.
Yeah, it's
So you can't
yeah.
even coat an arrow in
Right,
it and
yeah,
hit
no,
somebody
that's
with it?
injury
There's
poison.
a
They actually specify between whether it's ingested, inhaled, or injury, or contact. I almost bought. I saw carrion crawler mucus, and I was like, "This is really good." But then I noticed it was contact, not injury, and I was like, That sounds good.
So you need to fight somebody with it.
Right. And it's like, how can you do that without poisoning yourself? You need like a special
Grapple check, I guess?
It's really good because it paralyzes people, though.
You're pretty confident about the little wooden model throne, if only because its value comes from like gold and gemstones, and using your best estimate, you'd say like you could probably get like $750 for it if somebody didn't undercut you.
Okay.
The rug, you really like the rug. Maybe it's your own bias, maybe it's not, but you think that could easily go for the same amount as the throne.
Alright, and how much does that electrum count out to gold-wise? How much?
Is electrum less than silver?
It's more than silver, less than gold, but it's a weird.
Isn't it like 5 silver is an electrum or some shit like that?
I think so.
So they're like a half gold, I think.
But I'm not
And
positive.
there was 1,200, so it's probably like 600 gold if I'm right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good because that's what Sasha wanted anyway. We'll take the.
What about the iron? What? The iron box.
The iron box held 650.
Oh, right. You already.
Gold pieces.
Yeah, electrum is 5 silver per electrum.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it is half.
Yeah.
So that's about 600 gold. So technically, the throne and the rug are worth the most, and Sasha wants the rug. That being said, in order to get gold from it, we'd have to sell the rug. If we're...
Are the intentions more than just, this is a nice looking rug, I want it?
Well, no, the thing is he needs money. As much as he likes the rug, he needs money, and he's not 100% confident he'll be able to get full price for the rug. So it might just be the best to take the 650 gold. Because then we don't have to sell anything.
Well, the throne you might be able to sell for more. You're saying it's like a scale model representation of Lord Strahd's throne.
Considering how willing that one guy was to rip us off if I wasn't Vishtani, I don't think anyone in Vallaki is going to give us a fair price. So unless you hold on the rug and go back to Barovia, or the throne, the chance of us getting full price on it is really bad.
What if we ask Ricavio to sell it for us?
Would you want to cut of it then?
Huh?
Wouldn't you want a cut of it then?
I don't know.
Probably.
Logically.
Yeah, he might. If you take any of the high-end items, your best bet's probably going to be to try to sell to somebody who has a bunch of money. Whether or not they'll be motivated to give you a good price on it or buy it in the first place depends on how convincing you can be to them. You aren't aware of someone else in Vallaki who would look potentially favorably on Vistani, in that if the Baron is to be believed, the Watcher family supposedly has a connection to Strahd, and thus Vistani would be their favorite too. Whether or not they're in the market for valuables,
for a $750
unicorn.
$750 gold unicorn rug. I mean, it is a sweet rug. I feel like it's probably.
You and Crack are the one that gotta choose.
What do you think, Crack?
I don't really use money, so all I need to do is really replenish rations or anything else.
Oh, you're low budget lifestyle, aren't you?
He's a monk.
Yeah.
Monk ranger.
well, in that case, you could talk about what you like more,
Well,
or your opinion about.
if you have no opinion,
risking
Sasha's
it or
gonna
not
err
risking
on the side of caution and go for the iron chest, the one with 650 gold in it. I feel like it's the more sure
You
bet.
can also sell a chest.
Maybe.
It's an iron
Yeah.
chest. That probably
I will
keeps it
say
cheap.
we will take the second chest.
Very well. And
Though I will say, that is a nice rug. Where did you get it?
it is quite exotic. Have you been out to, and he names some famous markets that if I were a better guy, I would name drop famous D&D markets.
Okay.
Not like other planar markets.
Right,
like
right.
it's still
So,
But they're outside of
here,
Barovia.
but it's very nice. And he regales you as you waltz over to where you can stay for the night, but where you will be drinking first and making merry
well,
with the tale
actually,
of the
first,
marvelous. What? Oh.
Before he tells me, I will say, I must see to that thing, the elf. I must talk to Casimir.
Could that not wait after a few drinks? Certainly, you've traveled away and you're tired.
I am tired, but the thing I must do is time sensitive. I will join you.
You're no fun. Very well. I shall guide you to his place. She must not be too serious. We do not live forever.
No one does.
We are not as lucky as he is. I joke.
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, Strahd would technically live forever, huh?
Yeah, he does. Well, he doesn't live, but yeah.
Yeah.
The both of you are marched
Unlives.
to back to the place you were before, where you met Casimir, and Argo like thumps on the door. You hear and some scrambling, and then the door opens. Yes. How can I be of assistance? A couple of the travelers have returned, and they have found Arabelle. Oh, that is excellent news. I'm very glad that she was safe. Yes? Yes, very much so. And now the saviors have need of your book. This man here is a fine magician, but would like use of it, and I am certain that you will oblige him. Oh, yes, of course, of course.
I will return it as soon as I am done. I merely wish to further my studies. I'm sure you understand.
Is it not possible that perhaps you could do it here? I would like it to not leave the house. If that would not be motioning more to Argo than to you. If that would not be a problem.
I will say that is fine. I can. This is unfortunate. I would like to have a drink with you, but this is important. You understand.
Yes, I understand.
Some other time. I'm sure we will return.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
But my friend Crack here could use a drink. Yes.
No.
No. You know,
No. Come now. You are our guests. You have nothing to fear.
You got business to attend to.
Jeff, you're staying the night here.
Yeah, we are staying the night here. I gotta write spellbook stuff.
yeah, which means that takes like hours, doesn't it?
Whatever. I'll be a little tired the next day.
Yeah.
Come now.
I'll just stand there for hours.
You will not come. You will not make merry.
Fluff your feathers up for the people here.
Explain the party up any further. Is that smart?
Are you saying that in character?
Yeah.
And he says, "That's how this might be put to leave. I believe we will be safe here for the night."
I am hurt. You are our guests.
This land is to outsiders. It seems dangerous. Surely you must excuse his paranoia.
I shall not. I shall shake it from his feathery bones. Come, this way. And he tugs. You have your own class levels. You could fight him off if you wanted it.
How would you just?
But if you don't fight or insist, he does. Well, if you don't insist hard, he does drag you.
I knew we tried, so it took your hand off me.
Fine. Come. So testy. Are all like you testy? Trick question. I have met others like you before. I know they are not.
Huh. This guy must be. Well, I guess it makes sense. Probably if anyone in this land, he's probably the best travel. Well, aside from Octavia, but that's kind of unfair.
Could also be lying.
So you're saying?
Hello, driver.
So you're saying you're well traveled?
Yes, well, yes, I am. I have not left the camp so much recently. You enter a wagon, and the smell of wine is super thick. As others like lift their glasses and be like, Argo! And one of them, like close to the door, says, and this is one of the heroes that rescued the sweetie Arabelle?
Yes.
He is indeed. He is one that will be joining us. The other one is busy with some matters. What other matters matter than making merry in the dead of night? And then they kick up a rouse that you either may go along with, depending on how much of a partier you are, or not.
I'll pretend like I'm drinking. I'm not gonna drink that much.
Alright.
Also, I'll ask
Damn.
for a tale for what's the guy's name again?
Argo.
Argo. Since he's well traveled, I figured he has tales.
Oh, yes. They're tales from long ago, but tales that should nonetheless interest you. Meanwhile... Actually, no, it's been a while. Meanwhile, back on the road. As you travel, maybe another hour into your travels, a voice hails you from behind. Someone calls out, "Hey!
Behind us?
Travelers!" Yes, behind you.
Fucking what?
Well, turn around and walk.
Turn
back.
Yeah, fucking hand the sword immediately. I mean, not gonna draw, but...
Turn. There is a man on horseback. He has like a mantle that has been slicked well with rain by now that he wears. Though beneath the mantle, he's dressed like nicely. He's definitely not wearing rags. However, he doesn't appear to be armed as he rides up and says, "Ah, ho! If you'll excuse me." When he gets close, you see it's a man. Looks to be maybe mid-30s. Looking pretty alright. Maybe a tiny bit on the heavier side, but maybe it's just like because he's in a squatting position on the horse. "Forgive me. Traveling this time of night is dangerous enough alone. I couldn't help myself seeing company on the road. Tell me, where are you headed?"
To Vlaki.
"Ah, the walled city."
I forgot. Did you guys take one of the horses, by the way?
No, you guys have both the horses.
Okay, so then...
Would you mind if I joined you?
Wait, what?
I'm headed the same way as well, though I will be going a little farther.
I don't see what the harm is. I mean, it's suspicious, but
Everything in this land is suspicious so far.
yeah.
Ismark leans in. "I don't like this. He's waltzing around out at night, unarmed, no torch."
That's true.
Which was your business before you rode up?
"No, I'm currently transferring documents." The guy reaches into the coat and takes a little while. And he pulls out a scroll case. "I come from the city of Berez." "Back that away. I only specify because you look like travelers. Perhaps not from this land. I'm ferrying them to Barovia. But as you can imagine, it's been a long trip."
Oh.
Wait,
I'm gonna roll insight to see if he's
what is
basically feeding us a line.
Okay.
I'll roll a 2, I guess.
Says
But he's going to Barovia.
He
That's
is
why
going
this
to
guy
Barovia.
needs to go.
says he is. 20.
I got an 8.
Okay. Your character is suspicious, but you can't find any reason to really be suspicious other than what's already gone over. It piques your interest that he didn't clarify what the document was. Just people usually do. It's just a thing. It's not super suspicious, but when you ask people, what are you doing? "Oh, I'm whatever," and he goes super in depth to it, which may be a little weird. You already noticed he wasn't armed, which is or is not weird. Ismark mentioned he's not carrying a torch, which is also kind of weird. But you thought, yeah, it's kind of weird because it's dark. But thinking about it a little more, you're like, it's kind of dark. Also, we have torches, but depending on how far away he was, he knew it was an us and not a one. Actually, out of character, you have one light source currently going?
Yeah.
Okay. He knew it was an us and not a one from kind of far. That sounds a little weird. Those two together, along with what's already been brought up, makes you more suspicious.
If you're going to Barovia, why are you heading to Vallaki right now?
Why, it's the closest town.
Okay.
What type of... Does he have any, like, supplies or anything on his horse?
You like looking over. You're like looking. It's kind of dark, so like, yeah. Not that you can see. Like, there's a saddlebag, but like
Enough to warrant that
one
big of a
saddlebag. Take that for what you will. As he responds more to you, unless you've found another rest stop in these parts.
There is a Vistani camp, but
yes. They're not too keen on travelers with no proper business. And I would not wish to trouble them anyway.
Maybe the meaning behind your documents would be pressing enough.
Perhaps. But it would be poor manners to infringe on their generosity simply because of my own deeds regardless. I was fairly confident that I could reach the village by nightfall, but lo and behold, and rain to boot. Again, I don't mean to infringe on you, as I have now seen. I'm just a little eager for company, but if you wish me to ride on my own, I shall.
A moment. I'm gonna whisper pass along all the information that I was able to pick up on, like noticing and all that stuff. And I don't know how far away that town is from Vallaki, but if Ismark...
we do know we traveled from it to Vallaki.
No.
No,
Yes.
the other town.
Yes,
okay.
the one he's claiming to come from.
However,
Is
you
Mark-
do have a map, or had a map, so like anybody who looked at the map, which I would assume, like you guys can decide whether or not you guys would have also looked at the map.
Well, it's
Yeah,
raining
you kinda
right
don't
now.
have
We
to.
kind of.
But
no, I meant
before.
earlier.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
Ismark and Irina might just know how far away that town is anyway.
Ismark believes, I believe it's fairly far. He's coming from the right direction, though. Even still. But I am no expert, and I do not quite remember where it was on the map.
Well,
You're the burgomaster of Barovia. Shouldn't this business or shouldn't these documents by
shouldn't you
some
be able to
right?
verify?
Yeah, shouldn't you guys?
Perhaps, depending on the business.
You
that
are
he
from
has.
Barovia, or you are the burgomaster of Barovia yourself.
Correct.
You can lay claim to view the documents if they are a matter of purpose in your town.
I suppose I could. The man on horseback says, it sounds like we will be traveling together. Come, real quick, but we should move. After all, there are dangers about.
Okay. We're probably not gonna... Are we gonna try looking at the documents before we start, like, really traveling? Or...
I don't know.
No, he said that he's willing to show them, but perhaps we should get moving.
And we are in the rain.
So unless you
I don't know.
insist, no, staying right here, like, you will look at the document, or rather,
Ismark
will
and
look at the
Irina?
documents as you travel.
I could say Ismark and Irina could be on the horses,
Yeah.
and I'll be near. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Have them right next to each other.
It takes.
You should probably take up the rear now, and I'll take like.
It
the
takes
front.
a few moments again, but he's like reproduce the documents. Oh, Burgomaster Barovia, I had heard you were older. Well, you're perhaps thinking of my father. Well, nonetheless, over this way. And like turn and he pulls it out, and you start doing that. Meanwhile, back at the hut,
I am sorry about Argyle's insistence. I did not mean for it to come off that way. But I was hoping to see what you had found in your studies. If you would like, as I copy from yours, if you would like to do something of an exchange, I am running a little low on inks myself.
Well, perhaps something can be done. It is our lot to serve, so it did not offend me much.
Yes, well,
It is the least we can do, given
I just wanted you
protection.
to know that you do have a choice. It is not. I would not make you coerce you into sharing your knowledge.
Ah, thank you. It's very much appreciated. Come, we shall. You set to work, as does he. I don't want to stop, but I'll give you the formal breakdown, like before a combat happens next.
Okay. And does he have some inks I can maybe bump from him? Maybe in exchange for some of the spells from both my spellbook and the one I found in Death House?
He is willing, but with a catch, as you find out. I do have some inks that you could borrow, but I also wanted to ask about something if it would not be too imposing.
Not at all. What is it you wish?
Certainly, you would have an investment in these lands. I think I overheard something to that effect.
Yes.
I hesitate to speak of it as it is an arcane matter, I would say, but I believe I found something of import. Have you heard tell of the Amber Temple?
Have I?
You don't think so?
Do you want me to roll maybe?
Nah.
Okay.
You don't think so? Like, it sounds familiar enough that, like, okay, but you're like,
I do not know any specifics, no. What is this temple?
it is a very curious place. It is abandoned now, but there are magical artifacts that lay within, I believe. But more importantly, I believe there's ancient magic there that could perhaps lead to a salvation of sorts for the land. Tell me, have you heard about us?
The Dusk Elves?
Yes.
I have heard that your sister was to be one of Strahd's brides, and now you are here because of something that happened.
I should not be surprised that. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's just I should not be surprised that you would know the full extent of the matter. I believe that her untimely execution, what resulted, plays a greater part in what muddles these lands than perhaps other people may would believe if I should try to tell them. But being well versed in magic and invested in the land, if I may be so bold, I would believe that it would be natural for you to believe me when I say that curses can be broken by gestures of healing.
Yes. Yes, that can happen.
I believe that the resurrection of my sister, dare I say, that the resurrection of my sister would hold great import to the land and the evils of the past. And I believe that among other things, the Amber Temple holds the secret to such.
Bring your sister back to life.
Yes.
Is she is dead right now? She is not
Yes.
one of Strahd's brides?
Yes. She is dead.
Oh.
So what do you think will happen if you bring her back to life? Will she be handed over to Strahd? Because I do not believe that will help anything.
It is difficult for me to explain, but that will not happen, and
Man, this guy is laying his neck on the table.
from one sorcerer to another, from one mage to another, certainly you can understand that what is to be done for good does not always make sense when it comes to magic. Correct?
If you wish to bring your sister back to life, and you believe that there is something in the Amber Temple that can do so,
I know there is. And he thinks better of what he was about to say and says, I am positive.
I may be willing to help you, but that would put you in a dangerous position. You are near the Vistani. They serve Strahd. If you cross him, they will kill you. And the rest of your people. You know this. I understand the love you have for your sister, but...
It is more than that.
Now,
No females.
if
Camp.
the Amber Temple were to say have something that would protect you from Strahd and his minions, have something that can be used against him, I may be more willing to do this.
It may very well. After all, for a third time, he cuts himself off and revises something in his head. After all, it's knowledge, ancient, and its secrets stretching back to the times of the Dark Lord Strahd, and perhaps farther back.
Is my time to move the hints that we got?
It could be. I will say, I understand, and I am willing to help you. But if you want more than me to go, you will need to do something for my allies.
What is that?
Well, you said you would lend me your inks and your spell book. I understand that, but they will need something as well. Do you possess anything else of value?
Not. I do not think so.
I will point to his hand and I will say, is that not magical?
It
I had a character when I first
It
met
is,
him.
but it is a trifle. It simply protects me from the cold and from the heat.
Well, then
I would give it
perhaps
to you
once-
if that would satisfy them.
It's more a comfort artifact.
I would say, I suppose that will have to do.
Could it be after
That is fine.
the temple?
No, I understand.
Is in the mountains.
Oh, you wish us to take you?
I would accompany you. Yes.
Oh.
Then you will have to wait for us to return. There is much we will have to do right now. I know that you are desperate to see your sister, but if we were to leave now, many things would not be well. We are expected. Give us... we will be back within a 10-day. Is this acceptable?
I suppose she would. I suppose it would be acceptable.
Yes. Well, fine. Let us do this first, and then I will speak to my fellows, and we will return in the 10-day.
Of course. And I fear I may have been too brazen. If I have been, then please forgive me. And if
I understand. Do you wish to see your sister again?
yes, but perhaps it's not best for other ears.
Yes. We will keep this between us.
I will make no demands, however.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to copy spellbooks, or I'm going to copy spells out of a spellbook, but obviously you're going to give
At
it
a
to me
convenient
later.
point before any combat happens.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
You set to work on that. Argyle sets about regaling you about a tale. When I was just a lad, I traveled down to the coast. I had heard that there were beautiful pearls just ripe for the plucking. which was true, though the rumor monger at the tavern failed to mention the terrors of the deep.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
What kind of thing?
Oh, big. Very big. Half the size of a dragon at least. Beady eyes. 6 red. Lights of their very own. Long talons.
It could be.
Deep
It could not.
purple kind. They attacked me. They attacked us as we were swimming down below. Took full advantage. You see, most things, sharks, things of that nature, they do not care about how deep you are. They attack or they leave you be. But this, no. It waited until we were at the bottom. Barely enough breath to get back up after plucking our prizes. And only then, with the glint of greed, I say, in its eyes, did it set upon us. Some of us did not make it. Curtains of red surrounded me as I made my own way up, clutching my prize, of course. It was very nice, and damn near bought me some champagne de l'estampe. Almost. Unfortunately, Uvik can be quite stingy.
You didn't kill it?
Would if I could have, but I was more thinking about myself and my prize and not being murdered like the others around me. Which, as you can tell, I was not. I managed to break the water with it just barely behind me when all of a sudden a ship nearly ran me over. Very quickly I was able to get out of the way of the mast, shaped like the most beautiful woman you had ever seen, and still fairly good paint on it as well. Tell me, have you ever been to the Eastern lands before? And you can decide in character if you have or you haven't.
Let's assume no.
Then you know nothing of their fine flying dervishes.
Sadly.
Very fantastic. If you can imagine the litheness of an elf, but the shapeliness of a siren, with the long flowing hair,
Totally
of perhaps the finest barmaid you've ever seen. You have an idea. Unfurled, of course. Usually they wear. Such a shame. But I understand. Work and whatnot, it happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was able to just barely get out of the way of the ship's mast, and the creature, no doubt, just below me, when the crew called out to me, telling me that they were part, nay, head of the Flying Dutchman's crew. Now, contrary to popular belief, the Flying Dutchman's crew aren't actually ghosts. I learned that day. It turns out, well, have you heard of the Flying Dutchman, or rather have you heard the lie? There are many that would say that the Flying Dutchman is a ghostly ship with a ghostly crew, but not so. That is a tale they merely tell to strike fear into their enemies' hearts. I see no reason why they should need to rely on such a tactic, though I can admire it, as the creature started to surface, started to surround the ship with its large tentacles. Why, the crew all pulled out terrifyingly large weapons, each one's twice the size as every one of the men. The captain wielding a sword that's near the size of the mast, and it glimmered and glowed, and with each swing they took off 20 tentacles apiece. It was amazing. It rained fish blood down upon the ship.
Was believable until he said the sword the size of a mast and all that shit.
It rained down upon the
just
ship
farther.
everywhere. I was almost afraid that my good fortune would be undermined by an opportunistic shark, but no. I remained safe. They hauled me on board and treated me to some of their own wine store. I don't know if you've had wine from outside this land, or even, well, you say you're not much of a drinker, so perhaps you have not. But there's a spicy kind of wine that I hear comes from some islands just towards the southern rim. Very nice. If only I could have some of that right now, but unfortunately it is not in the cards. At least not for me. Perhaps I should hassle some people next time they leave. For as you know, with the magic of our potions, we are able to leave safely from this land.
Oh my god.
But your friend, well, actually, no, those potions were less potent. But now is not the time to talk of potions. Now is the time to talk of how they hauled me onto their ship and offered to make me one of their honorary crew, noticing the pearl that I had bravely plucked.
You know something I actually just thought of? You could have gotten the crate of those potions and then tried to sell them to people yourself.
No.
What? He's not a con.
But
Yeah,
you could have.
Yeah, he could have.
I'm an asshole.
Hey, Conrad's background.
Fucking.
It's not my
his
background.
Y'all are suspicious of the Vistani for good reason. Boy, do I have a deal for you.
Those potions, those Vistani, all bullshit. I'm an actual wizard, but I sell you fake potions? Yes, apparently in this theoretical.
I'm not even from here. That's how you know they're good.
Well,
He said I bring the pearls.
He did not, and is delighted when you ask. And proceeds to tell you about how the pearl was not only shinier than some of the dimmer stars in the sky, like it really blazed with the sun upon it, but it was about half the size of your companion, the big one, referring to Siguror's head. But if you count the horns, it was like half the size. He doesn't know the word.
Totally what you want.
Either he doesn't know the word for radius or diameter, or the word escapes him, but he like gestures. It was quite fantastic. And yet even still, I could not get some of the finest wine this land has seen. They talk about how it's rare, about how it hasn't been made ever since the something crops something, but it is nonsense. I am sure that they just keep it for themselves. Greedy.
You know what would actually
Where was I?
be really fucking cool? To play a swashbuckling pirate in like a Middle East campaign and just be Sinbad. You fight skeletons and shit and like find genies.
I agree. That sounds incredibly
That
rad.
would be so dope.
Sure
That'd be awesome.
Surely you got an answer. It's all nice.
He does. And he's able to lay on plenty of tales for you throughout the night. There are people who inevitably ask about you and about what you're doing here. So for reference, I would like to know, what do you tell them?
I tell them that I was brought here not by my choice.
They nod. Very few are. But what are you doing here now that you are stuck?
Trying to find a way out.
Boring but honest.
Yeah, born by that.
So it's that boring.
And
do we have something
and
that
out
can
of-
help you?
And out of character, is that actually what you're doing? Because if you have some type of commitment to destroying Strahd, then you would be kind of lying by omission. So I'm curious exactly, is that the truth?
He is kind of telling the
Do
truth.
you
He wants to get
want
out by
to
killing
No.
Strahd.
How much the truth is it?
I just want to fucking get out of here. That's the truth.
Fuck
My
this
character-
land.
My character wants to get out of here. Whether you can kill Strahd or not, that's just...
Okay.
Secondary.
I wanted that for out of character clarification.
Yeah.
It's a side quest for you. Main quest for others.
It is a night. Wonderful if you like raucous music and tales, tall and taller by the moment. And if you partake in any of the wine, though there is mention that the wine is a little short going around. It's not as good as it could be as far as supply goes.
I don't have that much, but I'll have very little. Try to burn my
Yes,
sweat.
taste it.
It's pretty good. It's a little better than if you had anything at the tavern. It's a little better than that.
Better than
And somebody
that,
clarifies, that right there is good. Give me that.
Wow, these people are drunk.
You were done, but you know.
Share and share alike.
Yeah, we can have it. For one.
And for what it's worth, it is a fun or not so fun night, depending on how much you enjoy all of those things. Meanwhile, on the path, the man is showing Ismark like his documents, which appear to be something about like land ownership.
In Barovia?
Yes. Though Ismark is telling him, I'm not sure how to break this to you, but the place that is outlined on here is, oh yes, cursed, I know. Something about cursed. I assure you that I don't pay any mind to things like that.
Is it Death House? Did we burn it
And
down?
Ismark says, well, I was not about to tell you about this, but I was about to tell you that it is no longer standing. There has been a fire, and I'm afraid it's
Ooh,
burned down.
kinda stop!
Arson
I
of
look
Death House.
around, suspicious, not suspicious. Somewhat suspicious.
Burned down? Impossible. Are you
I'd
sure?
say it's very possible. Simple.
Well, if you are on the way there, you could see yourself.
I think I will.
If while you're going there, we do have a person who needs to be entrusted to the authorities there.
Oh, really?
Yes, this man here is attempted to murder someone.
He has no weapon.
A
How do you expect
murderer?
him-
He attempted to drown a child.
He's tied up, Jeff.
A
He's not going anywhere.
child?
Yes.
Well, why is he walking, and why have you not separated his head from his shoulders?
It didn't seem right at the time, I suppose, to
Follower.
some people.
We are following a code that an eye for an eye is not the way to go. This man should be put in chains for the rest of his doings.
Besides, he attempted to murder them. He didn't succeed.
Oh, that's just as bad, isn't it? It's
Some
posh.
would say.
Follow whatever code you will, but...
I am not arguing very much. I would notice.
And he says, follow whatever code you wish, but if it were me, I would not suffer this, no matter whom would protest. After all, what good is letting evil walk as long as you compromise somewhat with it?
He was not in the right state of mind.
He is also
At
the
the time.
town's of Valaki's drunkard.
I don't care if he's king of Castle Ravenloft.
Ooh,
Right
big
is
words
right
here.
and wrong is wrong.
This,
I'm sorry. I'm accompanying you. Perhaps I shouldn't speak about matters.
regardless.
If you thought that it was right to spare him, then perhaps it was. Or perhaps I should at least say no more.
that I'm having to argue this.
He does look specifically at Greila.
You are a fucking oddity here. Your eyes fucking glow. And they're white.
Sometimes they're white normally.
Oh.
They
I
glow
thought
when
they
I
also
grow.
partially glowed.
They
He
glow
says,
when I sprout
but,
wings.
I will say, I must admire, at the very least, your ability to talk things out. I'm not sure I could travel with someone that I didn't agree with, at least on so dire a matter.
Boot into the water.
I don't think we, out of character, I don't think we can trust him to deliver Pluto. Or Bluto.
Why'd you suggest it?
Because he was going there anyway.
Yeah.
Who the
Oh,
fuck
right,
else?
the delivery. I am afraid I'm ill-suited to make such a delivery.
That's fine, we'll find someone else.
Noticed I'm surprised someone would be willing to travel armless. Or without arms.
Yeah, but he said armless for a second. I'm pretty sure he has armor.
No, he understood. And it was like, nah. It is unfortunate, but I'm afraid I have no choice.
Oh.
Oh, it's nothing that dire. Just, getting a little older.
This guy doesn't look that old, does he? Is he like Ismark's age?
No, he looks to be about like his Ismark looks a little younger. He's about like 30s. So he doesn't look particularly old, but worry not about me. I get on just fine.
Could be a sorcerer. Then you wouldn't need a weapon.
That's true. Wizards don't really need weapons either. Clerics.
I have a dagger
How long
and a
would you
quarterstaff,
say
but
you
they're
were traveling?
completely pointless.
Yeah. Well, you can use the staff as a walking stick if you want.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't believe I did say how long, but I've been traveling for, I'd say about 10 days now.
Would that happen to match up with the distance from the town to here? Like, distance-wise, where he is now?
From Berez to here, you'd have to look at the map to tell. Like, you kind of can't remember. Like, you think?
And I have the map, so unfortunately you have to wait.
You can ask about the town,
Anyway.
the people.
We don't really know anything.
Despite or perhaps because of the jovial conversation, your travel is uninterrupted by any terrors of the night.
Cool.
And before long, you come to the gates of Vallaki. To which the man says, here we are. I'm sorry.
No, see, in my head, I was thinking, this guy's a bandit, and he's just leading another fucking group of
I
bandits.
know, you assume the worst thing. It's fine.
This is not a good land. This land
Brother,
is your
excuse me,
land.
Every
This
other
is not
game
my land.
we have ever played.
You
the
approach
entire time I've known you.
the gates and receive a bit of trouble, but we'll delve into that later. And so, we return.
Yes.
One of the groups had just come to the front gates of Vallaki.
Are there torches or anything along the gate? Or
There are some torches that illuminate guards that peer down upon you from up above. One of which calling, "You there! State your business."
we are the travelers earlier from the town. We are returning from business, or from the business we were dealing with.
Well, you've returned too late. We don't let anyone in after dark.
We already
You'll have
paid
to
for
wait
rooms
till morning.
at the inn, though.
Another guard says, "You'll have to take that up with Uvik when you see him next. We don't open for anything. Not at night."
And how does this fool get in occasionally, pulling Bluto front and center?
You really want to show them that we have Bluto as a captive right now? Whatever.
We're gonna have to anyway.
Yeah.
One of them looks. Another one looks. He comes during the day if he comes at all. Why do you have him bound like that?
He tried to murder someone.
A child. The fool thought he could appease some fish god at Lake
Zarovich.
Zarovich. And
at Lake Zarovich.
I was also willing to tell you it was Zarovich.
Sorry.
Is that true? You're taken to child murdering now, Bluto. It wasn't. They're magic. What? Vistani are magic.
What?
So I
Vis-
get fish.
Vistani are people, they're not magic.
Strange. Regardless, I'll have to find somewhere else to stay till morning.
How about
Do you
outside
care
the
if we stay here until morning?
He mulls it over. Your companion says, well, this is absurd. We can't just stay out here in the wet and the rain. You have protection on the inside. What good are these blasted walls if you're not willing to help people?
I like this guy a little more.
There's nothing that we can do. The dangers of the land are especially dangerous at night. Now, I warn you, since it seems you're going to be a problem, you'll have to go somewhere else. And if you don't move, we'll make you.
I am very tempted to say something along the lines of you and what army, but
Let's just move.
they'll probably like.
And now you would push us out to the forests? Ah! Might as well not stop here at all, then.
That's up to you, but we're staying.
I think I just might. So much for Valachian hospitality.
To our knowledge, the town is not known for hospitality. It is known for other things.
We are known as a safe place. A bastion of defense against the Dark Lord Strahd. And it's worked so well so far.
Words that have yet to be seen.
Well, if you're so confident in your own safety, go on then.
It's not like we're going to talk our way in anyway. What do you want me to do? Intimidate them? Open it before I break it down!
I shall.
Actually.
Your current companion turns and leaves.
Okay.
Now, you did talk your way through the gates once before.
It wasn't at
Though I
night.
don't think that was at night.
It was not. It was getting dark.
We can just
No, it was
wait.
the morning because we slept out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Let's just... How long from where we camped before does it take to get to the gate? Like, we went to where we camped before.
Oh, our last camp?
I think it was like an hour or two.
Never mind, we'll just camp close to the gate. I'm not gonna walk 2 hours in the fucking rain and dark to fucking... I'll roll survival to find a place that gives us a little bit of cover from the rain and prying eyes.
Assisting another in a skill, if you guys share it and would reasonably be able to do it, does that just give them a bonus or does that give somebody advantage?
I don't know.
It actually
It's called
gives
the
them
age, and it gives them advantage.
Well, then okay. There you go.
I didn't want to answer for
I
it.
would.
I appreciate that. I totally don't know, and once I've confessed I don't know, it's a good time.
25.
It's cold, it's damp. You eventually find like a small alcove of trees, maybe like 30 minutes away.
Okay. That's better than an hour.
Yeah, better than nothing.
It's gonna be pretty awful. Do you guys have tents or you just have bedrolls?
Well, the real question is, do Ismark and Arena have tents? Because they got stuff for a long journey.
Well, I'll do that as well. But I want to ask you guys first.
Yeah, I just got a bedroll, backpack, mess kit, and other camp stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I also do not believe I have a tent.
Since
I
that
would
also
actually
covers shelter.
makeshift one with some materials like branches. They're like covered in leaves or lots of branches throwing foliage over it. Make a makeshift one.
Not really.
Sure, shelter.
Maybe if you had like a day, you could.
Yeah. At night when it's raining.
It's dark. You're already pretty tired.
More of a prep thing.
Just sleep in the rain.
It's been a long day.
Well, since it's raining,
And neither of your other companions have sufficient covering either.
What is day?
Ismark does have like a little tent, but like it's a one person.
one man.
And he offers it to,
Irina.
offers it rather insistently to Irina.
That's fine.
Makes sense.
Well, I intend to buy a tent as soon as I get the chance.
Oh! It is an oversight that is I rarely miss. God, we're gonna need a fire if we're gonna be out in the open rain. Somehow,
You mean to stay warm?
it's better than just sitting out in the rain.
You guys gonna create a ton of smoke, right? Which is
Rain?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wet things burn
Yeah.
and create a ton of smoke.
There will be smoke, but there is a benefit to having more warmth as opposed to less,
Yeah.
especially in this current situation.
I'm just saying, it'll be noticeable from a ways away.
That is
I'll
also
help
true.
out.
You are sharing your downtime with the rest of the wilderness, even though you are close to Vallaki. That hasn't stopped some creatures before.
Alright.
Do you think we might be able to quickly makeshift at least that
Man,
covering
it's
using
real
like
nice being able
barrels?
to sleep in this
No.
Vistani wagons with all this
Yeah.
wine and
You're
It was
going to
your
be
idea that got us out here
I
in the
know.
first place.
I'm just fucking around.
Unless you could find a way into Vallaki, you are sleeping in the rain, either with or without a fire, depending on whether or not you want to be more noticeable or less.
I really do not want to take the time and try and test their walls and look for like an opening to sneak in.
I can't sneak us in with magic either, so we can start a fire, I don't care.
You can attempt to. I
Did
do
you
have
start the fire though?
a tinderbox. I can break up some torches for some dry stuff to burn.
Alright. Give it a shot.
Uh,
Though this roll will be not just the starting of the fire, but also the maintenance of the fire.
survival or I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'll help him if you want to aid.
You know, how many torches do you think would be worth kindling to break up?
You already have a tinderbox. I'll just take like one.
Okay.
Now tell me, what is the watch order?
Since I'm maintaining the fire, has anyone else had to watch a fire to make sure it has not gone out?
I mean, I'm proficient. He's not there. It's me, Ismark, and Arena.
And this mark says once or twice before.
I can definitely do it as well.
You have survival.
How many people do we technically need watch for the rest of the night?
Well, that's kind of up to how you guys want
How
to do
many
it.
hours?
Yeah,
is
no,
that
how many
long?
hours are left on the night?
I'm gonna say 6.
6. We wouldn't be able to get a long rest, but we could do it in 2-hour shifts.
Yeah.
2-hour shifts and then with an extra one. That's how you get 8 hours.
There's 4 of us. If everybody did 2 hour shift.
Well, if you wanted to sleep past dawn, you could try to go for an 8 hours. You don't have to stop resting once it becomes sunny, unless you really want to get in there.
Does the newcomer join us?
No, he left.
left.
He left.
Yeah.
Oh, he just walked out. Okay.
He insisted that this was foolishness and rode off.
Alright, maybe we'll come across him and his horse later on just in the road.
You think he died?
Maybe.
Anyway.
Made it this far. You might not
I guess
die.
that is probably the best bet.
There might be some spy.
Who wants to take up first? Because I could take up second to basically make the fire
I could
last
take
as long as
first watch.
possible. Okay. Right, I should probably roll for the fire, by the way. 12.
The fire starts and is feeble. About an hour into your watch, it goes out.
I use thaumaturgy to make the fire not go out and to make it brighter.
Okay. Now,
How to rekindle it.
what exactly does thaumaturgy do?
It says you cause flames to flicker bright and dim or change color for... It says for 1 minute, but I'll keep doing it as many times I need to. It's cantrip. It doesn't cause me anything. So I assume if I can make it brighter, then I can make it...
Keep burning.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. It's up to you, David.
brighter sounds like a cosmetic thing. It doesn't sound like it has anything to do with fire itself.
Okay.
Like, look how bright it is. It's going out, but it's bright though.
Well, then I'll keep feeding it wood and such.
Well, unfortunately, it does go out.
What if
After
I
the first
hold my
hour.
shield up over it?
It's going to need to be rekindled,
Fine.
but you might be able to provide an additional cover.
If you want to use my tinderbox, you can.
I have one too. I'll just use that.
Okay, then one roll from you since it's being restarted.
If we are resting.
Do you want to give me the 8 action? You bitch.
I'm asleep.
Are you asleep?
But we're taking shifts, aren't we? I thought you said you were taking
Oh
a
yeah.
shift.
Alright, fine. I'll give myself.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I guess it would be from you since I said an hour into your watch.
Ah. Fucking 7.
Okay. It doesn't work. You're doing it right. Like, you remember, yeah.
It's
like
just
this,
it's too wet.
and like this, and like this. No. I mean, it's wet, but is it really that wet? And then a part of, like, what some of the kindling you're holding, like, kind of turns to semi-mud in your hand. You're like, I guess it's that wet.
Pick a new spot and break some more torches. Try to get it going again.
Alright. However, while you are looking for new kindling, you do hear a groan, followed by another groan, as figures shamble from out of the mist.
I think you should wake us up.
You don't say.
man, you guys are gonna fight. That's lame.
No. Don't worry.
3 waterlogged green-gray forms come shambling from the mists, clad in, if moth-eaten and wet from the rain, still relatively nice-looking clothing. It is not armor of any kind. It's
Noble
more-
zombies. I'm showing.
It does look a little bit like noble zombies.
Is it possible that I may have come across these before? And if so, I might be able to get a roll on identifying these things? Do you have some knowledge?
You don't really need to roll. Like, these are zombies.
Okay.
Now, some zombies hide surprises. Or rather, some undead hide surprises. But these just appear to be normal zombies. They're shambling, they're moaning and groaning unintelligibly, and they are headed right for you.
Did you wake us up or not?
I assume I have to on my turn.
No.
You could have asked.
You can shout a warning.
Oh.
Talking Sophia?
Insert, I thought it would be a cooler scene if I didn't tell my party members until...
He just wants us
Well,
to
I mean,
die.
just calm. No.
They are
Well,
correct.
now that means they lose the turn getting up and doing shit.
You can do as you wish, but they are correct. You can shout a warning for free, it doesn't matter.
Well, because I was mainly asking if I can get a roll to know what these things are. Maybe I can actually.
He
handle
told you
these,
they're
'cause these might
zombies.
just be. Like,
And no, don't
as
try to
dangerous as
handle them.
wolves.
There are 3 of them, and I don't want to get
Assessing
bit
them,
in my
you
sleep.
believe them to be zombies. I want initiative from you.
You could just
Motherfucker.
shout something. You know they're enemies, just shout something. It doesn't matter what they were.
Yeah.
They could have been the weakest fucking thing in the fucking world. I'd rather be woken up and knowing what the fuck I'm being attacked. That's definitely what Crack would want.
Tell me,
Any
what did
character
Siguror
would want.
get?
18. I did no props.
Siguror goes first.
We'll activate rage, and I mean, if I can take these things down.
It's
Is
your
going to
turn.
wake them
You
up.
can call a warning or not.
Yes. I am going to.
Okay.
That's fine.
You call out, awakening your companions. What shall you do for your turn?
Take a swing at the. They're all equally far away. So this one.
Very well.
Rage and take a swing. With
Rage and swing out.
If someone said,
That's 12 to hit.
I believe that is a hit. Just one moment. That is a hit.
I'm surprised.
Their
Alrighty.
defensive skills are terrible.
They're zombies.
Bound in moth-eaten cloth? Feh. No match for your blade.
10 damage. It's only stat that has the damage, not proficiency, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, well.
I'm going protection.
Lash out.
And then attempt to hammering horns this one into his buddy, which strength saving throw. For 15.
It's versus 15, right?
Yes.
You, furthermore, ram into the zombie. After slashing, you manage to get a really good shot and send its head flying. And then you pound into the body, which goes this way, is what you wanted, yeah? Slamming into his companion.
Because if I can slam him, then maybe knock him prone. So slamming them in together?
One of them keeps its feet, but the one that you slam totally does knock over. I need initiatives. Well, just initiative from Greila, because I am going to roll for.
20.
Alright. Believe it or not, Greila goes next.
Well, I'm gonna use the holy symbol I have around my neck since I'm assuming I wasn't slipping my armor and shit, and I'll try to turn. Are they? How far away are they from me? 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One is maybe 35 feet away, but the other two are 30.
Let's see. I just want to reread the rules really, really fast.
Very well.
I'll move up 5 feet so that they're all within the range, and then I'll hold my holy symbol aloft and turn undead. So they have to make a wisdom saving throw, or be turned for 1 minute, or until it takes damage.
All right.
And they have to move as far away as they can, and they can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me.
And what's it versus?
I'll say DC 15.
All right. Greila moves forward, holds her holy symbol aloft, and inspires fear in these undead wretches.
Okay.
And I almost forgot. On their turns, they shall run from you. The creatures howling in wide-eyed agony. In particular, curiously enough, the decapitated head.
Probably because they can't get away.
It then becomes Irina's turn.
Oh. I'd probably shout out, if you hit it, then... I'll say don't hit them. The zombies. Don't hit the zombies.
She starts to move and goes, then, what should I do?
Just stay close to me for now.
She moves and nods. Is then one of the zombies' turns. They have to retreat their movement, or was it
Dash, they take the dash action away from me.
one goes dashing away into the mists
Without its head.
without its head. Its head looking forlornly. Then another goes dashing away into the mists. Roughly, dash is like 3 times or 4 times movement?
Double.
It's double. It's just double. Okay.
Use an extra thing.
So they both move.
Yeah, basically. So a dash is using your action to move again. So it's not double movement because if they don't use their movement to move. So the wording of it says
I
that
get
they
it.
use their.
For its action, it can only use the dash action, or to try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
Okay. So yeah, it would do its normal movement away and then dash to move its normal movement again. So it is double in this scenario, but just note that in the future, dash just means I use my movement again.
Haste is the only thing that doubles your movement.
No.
It then becomes Ismark's turn,
Sort of.
who looks to Greila. We don't attack it?
Just let it run away for now. Or if you're going to attack it, just attack one. That way, we'll only be fighting one at a time.
Well, if they're already running away from us, I suppose there's no reason to go chasing after them.
It's dark and it's cold and wet out.
At approximately the same time, it becomes this one's turn that also dashes away.
Okay.
Then we'll not come back.
They are 40 feet away, which in the mists means they are like distinguishable shapes, and you can hear them like howling and writhing or cowering in the mists, and the head is cowering here of the one that you decapitated, which for the record is not how zombies normally work. It is to you, at least in your experiences, but it is still fearful. It then gets back around to Sigurd's turn.
I'm just gonna walk over and just fucking stab the head, just plant sword in the head.
Very well.
Is that an attack, or is that just like coup de grace or something that's...
It's an attack. There's no coup de grace.
Yeah.
I'd give it to you. Like, it kind of can't move.
Okay, but so it would be kind of just prone, at least for advantage?
I'm just going to say, like, you stab it and kill it. In that it, like, growls and snarls, and after a little bit, like, it stops moving.
They can come back, but they will be dashing away for at least a minute. I don't think I can put my armor back on, but I'll get my shield and stuff in case they do come back. It takes an action to put your shield on, just for the record.
And you prepare.
Look at
And
the
for the
weapon.
night, you wait. Every once in a while, a far-off groan can be heard. You think, or maybe it's the wind. But eventually, morning comes.
Oh, so that mean we didn't rest?
No, you got to, like, go back to rest unless you insisted on staying up the whole night.
Yeah.
Not if we have shifts.
But it definitely wasn't pleasant, I'll tell you that.
Go back to the inn and dry out our shit.
I hope we didn't catch
And
cold.
yeah,
I mean, I think I'll be fine.
Greila will see if she can get a bath while she's there, what accommodations are that way, and I'll try and dry out all my stuff.
You will see about your bath. But first, back in the Vistani camp, the night is the night, and the morn is the morn. So there are plenty that are hungover. There's still Argyle to see you off. Whenabouts do you leave the camp?
Once, because I have to sleep a little bit later to compensate for the time I spent doing shit. But yeah, not too long after morning.
Okay.
I also just thought...
Does Crack sleep in if you don't have to go immediately?
I'll also double check that we still have all our shit when we leave.
Yes, I could.
Really?
Harsh.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you should be fine.
right, but
You
Yeah.
find nothing amiss. Yeah, you find nothing amiss.
and I will say, does Luvash come to see us, or is it just our gal?
No.
Cool.
It is just,
Let me tell you, it is so hard to not imagine him as a ghoul, every single time you say his name.
Why is that?
Well, it's Argyle. It's not Argyle.
I was hearing Argyle.
I'm saying it kind of like that, so I understand. And I was like, yeah, he's doing your best.
Argyle from Fallout 3. My Star Wars cool man servant, Argyle.
I got you.
Or alternatively, the guy from the.
You only hear about him on the radio, though, but I know he's a fool.
He's there to see you off. Unfortunately, Luvos is still a little taken with last night. I think he and Arabelle stayed up extra late, celebrating.
Yes. Well,
That's tales.
Well, I'm glad his daughter has been returned to him. And if you have anything you need from me, any other troubles, you can let me know.
I could. We're a little low on wine. If you had a bunch of spare casks lying around.
No, but
I joke. We thank you very much for your aid. Give our best to the rest of your group.
yes, that's the money. And I'll turn and leave.
You head on your way through the misty morning.
How much time? We still have enough time to do the wine thing before the...
2 days before the festival.
And the wine thing's only the thing we gotta do, right? Before the festival?
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because I want to run up on the clock, you know.
The dawn of the second day.
About 2, maybe 2.5 hours into your travels, both Sasha and Crack come upon a cat. A black cat in the middle of the road. It stares downwards at nothing.
Deja
We're gonna have to see two
Just
cats.
staring down at nothing.
vu. I know, just joking.
Huh.
It is.
This is an omen.
Well,
It does not
it might
move.
be taken as one.
It does not stir as you get closer to it.
That's
Kitty. Does it do anything?
It does not react.
Oh, I'm past.
Weird.
Crack
I cast detect magic.
walks past it.
Is it a magic cat?
No, it's a werecat.
It is not.
Oh, I was joking. I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes chanting at a cat. I cast detect thoughts.
Oh,
What are you thinking, cat?
There's a pretty strong signal coming from Castle Ravenloft.
for
You know how he
magic?
rolled. No, detect thoughts.
Oh.
You know how he rolled.
Oh, fuck up, David.
Seemingly does not react as Crack passes by, nor to
That's-
Sasha's inquisitive eye.
That's super fucking weird for a cat.
Some
It
cats are
appears
just
to be
chill
breathing, but it doesn't make any noises.
like that. Alright, well, I'll place some food down for it and then continue. Does it respond to the food at all?
It does not.
Well, that's weird. But maybe it doesn't like people to watch it eat, so I'll just walk away.
You leave the stone still black cat behind you
Try to investigate.
as you continue your
What's
travel.
that?
There are places to be. I'm not gonna sit there. Reveal your secrets, cat.
Meanwhile, once dawn comes and you are able to awaken, though before you can like properly prepare yourself, I assume because you kind of want to get inside, that you attempt to enter Vallaki, but are confronted.
Bye.
A black cat.
You are
Can't get away from this encounter that easily, David said.
No. You are confronted by a harsh-looking man with a muscly, clawed, fleshy arm that does not match the rest of him.
Wait,
we met
this
Siguror.
Yep.
I don't think you met him,
Oh,
but you were told about him.
Okay.
You recognize him from description. Siguror remembers him because he has met him,
what is his
and
name?
he is accompanied.
Isaac?
I know who he is.
Isaac?
There we go.
Is it?
I was saying it Isaac, but it's spelled weird. Accompanied by 6 town guard.
Oh!
We probably shouldn't have shown him Bluto.
They would have asked for fucking walking around bound up anyway.
They move forward. And he says, people say they saw you at the square. And he turns.
Does he always talk like that? I'll say to one of the guards.
And he begins staring rather blatantly at Irina.
Hey, yo, what's the deal? What's the dealio?
He seems to lose
I'm just
himself. As one of the town guard goes, no. Some people have told us that you were interacting with the... And then Isaac interrupts him. Seize her!
Hey,
They turn.
I pull my weapon out.
Holy
Fuck that
shit.
shit.
What?
And then the other guards like draw weapons.
I'll draw my weapons and I'll get in front of Irina.
Fucking what the hell?
And maybe Irina and Ismark should run towards the Vistani camp.
Yeah.
Irina is just confused and surprised.
I know exactly what the fuck we're doing. Yeah, no, I'm gonna fucking horses camp
You guys are getting
now.
to do all the cool shit.
I'm fine.
Just ignore the creepy
I
cat.
am not fine with this. God damn it, I really should have come with us.
You yell,
Horses camp now.
Irina like starts to say something, but Ismark like listens, grabs, and
Fucking.
makes a move as the other guards like try to cut them off.
Oh,
We'll
good.
try to intercept any.
Oh
of
no,
the guards.
I have a way to intercept them.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw Bluto at him.
Don't throw Bluto.
Not. He's a big, heavy drunkard.
Yes, and he's our prisoner. Don't. Or whatever. Throw Bluto if you want. I don't care.
It's not like they're gonna attack him.
Hey,
You
Mike.
don't know that.
Also,
He's
he's your
supposed-
prisoner. You should treat him with some level of respect.
So he sticks out.
With his fucking fucked up
Demon
arm.
hand. It's a demonic hand.
So,
Huh,
for the
yeah.
purpose of my spell slots, did the rest we got count as a long rest or a short rest, David?
Short rest wasn't great.
Motherfucker.
You had a
Okay,
significant- you had a significant interruption as well. Which was
I would have spent a hit dice to heal then.
I'm trying to use one of my spell slots.
Okay. Back to full.
I have one. You want us to roll initiative, right?
Yes, I do. Unless you're planning on surrendering.
No. For fucking real, David, when would I ever do that?
I don't know.
Hey, they're the law. Some characters might have to completely and totally respect
I'm not
the law.
lawful, and I don't care. Even if I was lawful, this is bullshit.
Well, yeah.
He just said seize her, and we know Strahd's after her, and this motherfucker's
oh,
got
yeah.
a demon arm.
What did...
21.
Okay. And what about Siguror? Right.
Hopefully they're at least a little quick on the draw.
They're not.
Oh. Cool.
Who is Mark and Irene?
However, Greila will be going first. As the guards start after them, they do seem a bit confused by events. Whether or not this changes Greila's course of action?
On what
Depends.
grounds?
I am going to cast Shillelagh on my club, and I'm going to cast Spike Growth. What's the best way to do this?
You don't want to
prevent him
question
from
first.
reaching. No. Spike Growth, wherever prevents them from getting to Ismark and Irina before they reach the horses.
So
Yeah, it's 20.
So where are the horses?
The horses, I'm going to say, are right here.
Are right here. So right here.
Sure. And then we need to stop these two over here.
So here.
Yeah.
And then cast it here.
How big's the radius?
20-foot radius.
So it's 40 in full.
I don't know. But
Or is it from the point it's 20 total?
yeah, from the point it's a radius.
So it's 40 total?
No. I think I'm 27.
I think I understand. Where do you want the point of origin on it? You know, like over here.
You also want to make sure everything
I guess.
Ismark isn't in it.
Right. Well, yeah. That's true. So, it's a 20-foot radius from the point. So, I guess closer over here. I guess.
You go here.
Yeah.
Here.
I just don't want them to get caught because they have to run.
So you want to do it right here. Do it. So 2. This will be the bottom of it. Is this go right here?
Oh, okay.
And then the top of it will be 2 this way. So the top of it will be here. This one.
Okay.
And then you draw this one. And then you draw a circle using that as an outline.
Okay.
Right, because it's not a cube.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The way it sounded.
You see, because that's
And
what
then 2
always
from here,
threw me
so
off.
Yeah,
Because
this
radius
right.
is half of a circle, diameter is the full length of a circle.
Yeah, I guess I could.
That's what it always threw me off.
Radial is half of the
Well, it throws
circle.
me off too. I thought, oh, if it's here, then it would be 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah,
15, 20.
It's not that.
Like, yeah?
That,
It's
that,
like, no.
that effectively
Like,
doubles
okay.
its.
I used to think it worked that way, but it does not.
I'd be pretty extreme.
It'd be a very strong spell.
Thorny growths sprout from the ground,
Talking is
ensnaring a certain amount of the guards.
It actually just damages everything they move, and it's hard to see. But it is difficult to rank.
It doesn't do damage before they move.
No,
right?
not before they move. Yeah, they take 2d4 damage for every 5 feet they move in that area. Or every.
on what grounds are you arresting your daughter? Sister of the Burning Master.
They don't have to say system burden, that's what you say on one ground.
Who are you asking?
Is it? Because
He's the one who gave the
Yeah,
order.
he's the one who gave the order. Because if I asked him, why are you arresting her? He told us to.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not a bad suspicion. You ask. He turns silence.
Fuck you too, buddy.
Prepares to do something. It was one of the other guys first.
God, I hope he doesn't have demon magic. But he probably could now.
I don't know, but I bet you it was a gnarly strength score with that demon arm.
You know, I didn't think about that. Huh.
Well, if you rage, you should take half damage anyways, because being strong doesn't make you break resistance.
Unless it's a magical weapon or something that he does.
But it's an arm.
One of the guards moves and attacks Siguror. Hesitantly, but he grits his teeth and he digs in and does it.
Okay, buddy.
You're AC is currently 16, was it?
15.
Okay. However, that is a miss on his part. And convenient enough, it is Sigurd's turn.
Okay, he tried to hit me and missed. I'm going to rage and stare at him and try to intimidate, I guess, the group? Do not do that again. You have one chance to turn back now. He has not given you any reason.
I'm trying to return.
On what grounds?
Yeah.
You are attempting to intimidate them to back off. Wait. You.
Oh,
You
duh.
intimidate.
Duh.
You're thinking about Dash, he's like, yeah, you're intimidating. I'm gonna roll a thing. I mean, I believe I will still roll a thing, but it's different.
14. Maybe they're low enough?
This is typically opposed insight check.
Would it be just
To not be
charisma?
intimidated.
You tend to be big, powerful, and intimidating, and worth youth. The one standing nearest you, the one that just attacked, holds firm. You don't back down. It's what makes Vallaki safe.
You know, I gotta give props to that guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
However,
He's not keeping
This
the
one-
safe though.
is not nearly as certain. And you visibly see his heart fall. And then there are the three that are in the spike growth that look down at the spikes and were preparing to grit their teeth and move through it, but seem to reconsider.
Okay.
Isaac doesn't look like he's going to reconsider at all.
Yeah, kind of didn't think so.
And in fact,
I don't have scent. Oh.
looks to the ones in the spike growth and the one that already kind of his weapon's a little lowered and shouts, "Cowards!" And then goes.
I wonder what he wants to do.
I don't know.
I
They
think
seem
it's
to
pretty safe
recognize
said
it.
should when he was house.
No, it sounded
No.
like he was saying something to you guys about
And
it.
Yes.
he was.
And
and
then
then
got
he
cut
saw-
off and saw her.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What would that have to do with what's
He could be an eye or a default Strahd that some subtle mind control that ticks in if he sees someone of interest.
Or it could be something else too. We don't know why yet. We're just assuming. I mean, Demon Arm seems pretty incriminating to me when you have a fucking.
It'd be weird if he
Vampire
worked for
Lord?
Strahd because he's the mayor's right.
I don't
Seems
think
like
it'd be
the
that
kind
weird.
of perfect double agent.
I don't know how they wouldn't have seen it coming though.
With the
with
He-
demon arm, yeah. If he didn't prove himself loyal, why would the mayor trust him? What the fuck?
He clenches his large clawed arm and then, channeling mystic power, forms a ball of flame that he hurls at Siguror.
Alright, that is dope.
Motherfucker.
That is pretty fucking dope.
Okay, see, I'm kind of hoping this is just a little bit more than Firebolt.
Unfortunately, the magics do not hold as the ball diffuses before it reaches Siguror. To his displeasure.
Well, that was disappointing.
Isaac and Irina have their turns now because the others kind of either shift uncomfortably, where the thorns are, or look and maybe perhaps have a moment of how about now?
They got horses still swimming.
They mount on horseback and immediately retreat as Isaac shouts, "No!"
What's your turn?
Yeah, so, I mean, hey, they're heading towards the Vistani camp now, so, okay.
Meanwhile, elsewhere,
You're really gonna cut in into the combat?
Crack and Sasha, I will. Crack and Sasha travel along the road.
Okay. Man, I sure hope our allies aren't in combat with guys with sick demon arms, right?
I got my key points.
Yeah, my spell slots back too.
As they travel along the road,
I'm ready to ball out.
it is good that you say that. Well, perhaps. As they travel along the road, they are joined. It's to the side, off in the forest, but very noticeable. As in, the figure does not make any attempts to hide itself.
Oh, is it the guy? I'm gonna laugh so hard if it's the guy.
It's a guy.
Oh, that's really disappointing. I was hoping it was the guy.
In that, it is Strahd.
Oh, that is way worse.
His tall...
I was so excited, and you literally did the worst thing it could be.
Oh, man! Rock bottom! Lower than the ground!
Ah.
His tall, slender, but imposing form, visible through the trees. He's walking alongside you.
On your morning stroll, perhaps?
He turns and smiles. Perhaps.
Wait, is it a day? How's he out in the
No,
day?
it doesn't have a day here. It's always like misty.
There's no sunlight here, dude.
Yeah.
There's muted sunlight.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no actual straight off sunlight.
Oh.
He controls the weather here. Why would he ever let there be sun?
I am troubled,
Oh.
and a walk would clear my head, I had hoped.
Oh god, we just sent them to them!
It's fine. I will say, well, it is your land. You are free to walk when you wish.
I don't have too much trouble with that.
I have a question, however. You know this land better than anyone, yes?
I would say so.
I came across the strangest thing the other night. A undead knight. One of the silver dragon. The strangest thing, no?
No. These lands are host to many wretches that cannot move on.
Well, that is true.
If I may ask you a question. I find it rather curious. I know that you're talented, but to also be a teacher. Very interesting.
Well, you know, my teacher taught me, and then you take a student of your own. It is the way of those who practice the art. Yes?
It is rare for the men of your kind to take up such an art. Though, it does not surprise me that the noble Vistani would prove themselves adept at whatever they set out to do. Fine men, one and all. I'm sure you know.
Well, I am flattered to hear you say this.
In fact, perhaps so fine that I would like to witness it. His gaze was shifting between Sasha and the floor and Sasha again and like the trees, but it turns towards Sasha more directly now, and his path slowly starts to curve out of the forest towards the road.
Ah! Okay, this is not good.
might.
Meanwhile, it is Sigurd.
Is it like initiative?
Maybe.
Test your might.
Meanwhile, it is
Oh my
Sigurd's turn.
god!
You're gonna
They're
fucking
gonna be
die.
outright hostile to the big bad immediately all the time.
I wasn't!
Sure, fine.
When was I ever?
But you've been running around this whole kingdom being like, I'm here to destroy the demon Strahd.
I have. Okay.
Yeah.
We all have. Well,
No.
not.
That is out of context.
It is your turn.
It is my turn. Okay, so he is still hostile.
Yes. He doesn't like it, but he's determined. He's gonna follow orders, unlike the rest of them. Who
If
aren't
you beat him down, just knock him unconscious is what I would suggest. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously make your own choice, but
If we kill them, we basically won't be able to go to the lodge.
Well,
Yeah.
my thinking is, if we attack them because they're town guard, we won't be allowed to Valaki anymore.
I don't know, we're defending ourselves, that's my opinion. But
Well, what do you?
I'm gonna hold action and actually strike the next person that hits me. I'm gonna prepare in action to strike the next person that hits me.
Oh,
Going.
I'm sorry. It was Graila's turn
Oh,
first.
okay.
oh.
It's Greila, and then there's a guard, and then Sigurd. So,
No one's within my space, right?
No one's in your personal
if you're
space.
here, you got a little bit of space. Yeah, so these two are currently escaping.
One's personal space. Personal space. Yeah, personal space.
I'm gonna.
I would kill to have your problems right now. 1,000%.
I will cast Spiritual Weapon. I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20. So, I'll cast Spiritual Weapon right here and have it attack him.
Very well.
He's right here.
I might as well. That motherfucker attacked us already. Let's see.
I don't want Craig to die.
You better
Uh,
have a new character.
18 to hit. David.
18.
18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. 10 damage.
Yeah, no, see, it's a fair argument. We have done nothing. That we tried to strike me, so that now we are defending ourselves from this.
And
Call up a mystic weapon that assaults Isaac.
the other thing I'll do is cast Sacred Flame. He needs to make a DC 15 Dexterity saving throw with a 28 for He also gets no benefit from cover.
I forget what's the most slot spiritual?
It is
Second.
a second level spell. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
And the save was 16?
15.
15.
Does it make it?
Unfortunately, he proves too evasive.
That's fine.
Like,
Alright. That's the end of my turn.
Alright. Then it becomes this guard's turn. That is going to do his duty and takes a swing at Sigurd. Oh, wait, actually. Yes, takes a swing at Sigurd. He looks at the escaping. He looks at Irina and Ismark escaping, looks at you still in his way, and makes an attack.
Okay.
This time connect.
Oh, thankfully I activated rage. So hey.
Well, he's undead, so at least he gets
Also,
damage bonus,
if you
right?
want for the damn stuff,
But
if I'm raging, you can just tell me you're full, and I'll just have it on mine.
Alright, that's what I'm
Okay.
gonna do. He strikes, slashing for 8 damage.
4. Okay.
It then becomes Sigurd's turn.
Alright. I'm gonna smile down at the guard. We have done nothing wrong. Now we're mainly simply defending ourselves. I'm going to attack him. It can't be non-lethally, correct? No, wait, that choice is made when you fall.
I'm not certain. I thought I remembered it coming up that you can choose either way. Subdual damage? Subdual damage isn't a thing anymore, but you can choose whether or not you
Funnily enough, right? Includes a melee spell attack. So you can shock and grasp someone to unconsciousness.
That kind of makes sense. I
snazzy.
mean, that spell anyway. Makes
Well,
sense.
you know what it immediately reminded me of? Stein.
Oh, yeah.
Sleep.
Good sleep.
In Soul Eater, he has a move where he does soul resonance and he just blasts you in the head with electricity and you fall
The
unconscious.
feedback from him bouncing it is just too much. That actually dropped Blackstar, didn't it?
Yeah. But it was like early basic Blackstar.
Indeed, it was.
Not late god tier Blackstar.
You're gonna wreck this attack.
I'm not gonna rush recklessly.
Yeah. I'm double checking because I forget. It has to be stated before I attack if I want to attack recklessly.
Yeah.
Okay, then I do not state beforehand. 7.
Okay. You attack. Unfortunately, that is a miss. It is yet unharmed. Do move. Becomes Isaac's turn. As he looks at the horses and shouts, "No!" and then attempts to run after them.
He's gonna try and run after a horse.
Yes, which provokes
Provokes
attack
attack
opportunity
opportunity.
from you, if you would like it.
But
actually-
it would provoke it once he's here. Just throwing it out there.
of course,
Not
and
here?
that's when I will.
Yeah, it's because when you leave the square they threat. So it's
Yeah,
basically
no,
as
yeah,
he's
yeah.
leaving here, and once he's here, that's when he takes the
Right,
threat.
right.
Sentinel's the
That
only
makes
thing that would
sense.
keep them
Yes. Sentinel would basically pull them back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to swing him, and I will attack recklessly with this one.
Okay.
Ironically, considering you were considering taking the second instead of increasing your strength, that would have helped right here.
I'm really considering that's going to be the next thing I grab.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Mobile's
Yes, it is. There's...
That's how that's what it's always is.
Okay. 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Good. I'm very tempted to drop shields so I can get D10 damage, but I'm not going to.
Oh hey,
14?
now Bloody Cheer
Damage?
starts playing.
14?
14.
Okay.
I just realized. If I wanted our video to go down, I would actually make that the music.
Well, if
Run.
we die, I guess
You will
we'll
not
rush
be
for
far.
it.
You lash out.
If we die, if we
Almost as if he can't hear you, does not stop. Like, he reacts to the cut, like he definitely felt it, but he doesn't stop.
Really?
How far is
Dude,
he?
Isaac
able to
could be
move?
tough.
Well, no, I don't think... I didn't expect him to go down in one hit whatsoever. But he's really just going to try running out. That's so weird.
He does.
Horses have
And then
like
he performs what out of game is like double move. Like he uses his whole thing to like run,
Okay, so
but he
dashed.
quite obviously cannot keep up with his horses that quite easily outstrip him, causing him to.
Well, he just made a mistake. Yeah, he is at perfect range for a special attack. Cool.
He turns around. Quick, horses! We have to catch them.
I don't think they'll be very
Well, shit
popular.
just
if
popped
you come
off.
Meanwhile,
What the hell?
To
That-
quote Drake,
that
his
keeps-
session just went from 0 to 100 real quick.
out.
I'd like to see his initiative because
he-
I have my portents back.
he slowly saunters to the center of the road and then turns, performs a bow. If you would.
He's asking for a display
My
magic.
esteemed guest.
Asking for a display.
He will technically roll initiative.
Okay.
But he has no desire to go
He might
first.
actually be asking for a one-on-one.
So he's gonna give me he's giving me a free shot, basically.
That's what it
Basically.
sounds like.
I think he just wants you to
In
blast
fact-
him with magic.
I'm not even gonna roll because he's gonna wait for you, and if you make a move to join in, he might do something else. But he's just not. Also, for what it's worth, bow very on point, very old school,
Right.
like the form and whatever. Like,
The type that he does, is it like towards a friendly, like something people would do for like a friendly duel in this
Then
land?
I will say to him, fine, then perhaps you would have seen this one before. And I will start with not attacking him. Veritas, Credo, Oculos. And I will cast mirror images.
I mean, not a bad idea.
Yeah. Considering he's only, considering I'm pretty sure he can fucking one-shot me, yeah. Might as well.
Oh, come on. You have... How much health do you have?
32 health, which I wouldn't be surprised if he could do 30 damage in a hit.
40 damage in a hit.
Right, I don't know.
His attacks reduce your max health.
Maybe not one hit, but he might have like 5 attacks in a turn or some crazy shit. I don't.
Some type of maul attack.
A blood drain.
You just can't finger death, man. Fucking prick.
Finger of death.
are you looking for how many you get?
Yeah, I'm looking for how many mirror images I got.
Okay.
Oh, it's just 3. I forgot to change it to just 3 now.
Oh.
So, I create 3 illusions of myself, so there are 4 of me.
Does it have at least a thing for if you spend it at higher spell levels?
No, you cannot upcast mirror images, which is
Ow!
a travesty.
I guess they thought it was too good.
And they don't have greater mirror images, so you just get that.
Huh.
But yeah, I cast my mirror images.
Alright. I'm sorry, I missed it. How many did you say?
I
got?
create 3 images, so there are 4 of me now.
There are 40 now.
They only.
He nods. Yes, I am familiar. There are quite a few mages that employ that technique. A bit trite, but perhaps that is your teacher's fault and not yours.
Perhaps. Fine. Would you like to see another?
I would very much.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's actually just asking you to display magic instead of just attack him.
He's probably fine with Sasha hitting him anyways. He regenerates health and shit. I don't think he's in any real danger.
Okay, well let's do something he probably hasn't seen. I'm gonna cast Mind Spike.
What can you have? Wow.
Do tell.
God damn it, I kinda wanna He makes a wisdom saving throw. Or takes 3d8 psychic damage. Half as much on a successful save. My spell save is 15.
Okay.
Oh, what did you roll? Because I'm sure he has legendary resistances, but I can try to make him fail it.
You got a 4.
He got a 4. Yeah, that should be fine. Unless he has a plus 11 to will save, which is possible.
You work your magics. What does it look like?
It doesn't look like anything. It's just something in your mind, and it does damage to you. It's like being. It's like your brain getting stabbed with a dagger. No, it's.
You know what I mean? The person getting mind spiked. Like, do they see some like hurtful image? Yeah.
No.
To Crack,
Pardon.
doesn't seem like anything happened. To Sasha, it also seems that way, as Strahd does not react, at least at first. Though he does cock a head. That is interesting.
Did you want me to roll damage? Because even if he saved that, even if he saves, he takes half, and it's psychic.
Then I guess you should.
12, 16. So if he saves, then 8. But that's 8 psychic, so I don't know. It might.
He might not reduce it.
It might be a light headache.
He nods. Very interesting.
Yes. So he did save, right? Because there's a follow-up effect.
Yes.
Okay. Damn.
You're pretty sure.
Well, I if he failed, I'd be able to tell, because basically, if he fails, I can tell where he is for the next 8 hours. Even if he's invisible, as long as he's on the same plane.
Kind of sounds like somebody just spiking a tracker into somebody's head.
Yep. And he says, still not impressed?
I'm afraid I must be honest.
Fine. I will cast Dragon Breath and have me and Sahar breathe acid at him. Now, he gets 2 deck saves, basically. DC 15, half damage. Also 3d8, so I'm just going to roll those now.
Being a vampire lord.
So it's the double threat, acid and fire?
I think they both have to be the same. Wait. You know,
I'm not
that's
sure.
an interesting question.
As
I
often
think
say.
I actually can make them different. And in fact, I think I will, just to make it look more impressive. I'm going to do acid and lightning. Lightning from the acid from Siguror.
That sounds pretty cool.
Acid is
Also,
a pretty damn
this
good
way I can
conductor of
test
electricity.
if he's resistant to anything. This way I can find out if he's resistant to acid or lightning. So I'm giving some information. The lightning did 15 damage. The acid did
Okay.
6.
So Sahara was a little bit more on it.
No, the acid was...
Oh, wait. Aren't these saves, you said?
these are dexterity saves, but he takes half if he makes them. 15. I also used all my second level slots, so that's great.
He, do you want another rolls for the saves?
You know what? Sure.
He got an 11 and a 17.
Let's make that 17 a 2.
Would you want the one that did the most damage to be reduced?
I assume the 11 was the lightning and the 17 was the acid.
Yeah.
Because you said them in that order. Okay.
Alright. He is struck with lightning, struck with acid, and seems to take it in stride. However, when it becomes his turn, some semi-exposed flesh starts to mend itself, as do some of his clothing. It got a little mussed, but
Right.
totally fine. He says, I see. But forgive me. I have asked a demonstration and have not offered anything myself.
No, it's fine. Really, you don't have to.
Great. He's about to kill me.
Bro, he might kill me. Yeah. As a display of power. Attack crack.
Well, he's looking for an opponent. He used to say he doesn't attack something he doesn't care about. Why would he care about me?
There are many foolish enough to believe that fire holds sway over me.
Oh.
They do not realize that a king, a lord, even in this cursed land, fears nothing from the light. He then calls forth a tremendous ball of flame.
Is this?
Fireball?
He
gonna
casts fireball.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
great.
gonna say fireball and rolling ball of fire.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but he is aiming it, so it's gonna hit Crack too.
Oh, great.
What a prick.
Okay,
I didn't even
same.
attack him once. Fucking asshole.
I got a 17.
You get a bonus
Dexterity.
to any
My
type of
dexterity
save
save.
being a monk.
I got 19. 12 plus 19.
Rogues or thieves or whatever still get the. You can avoid full damage of or half damage of spells
I'm
if you
not
save.
rogue though.
Evasion, yeah.
19.
Crack made it. Sasha did.
17. I did not. Okay. Well, shit.
Did you get rid of the fort? No.
My other point is a 1.
Yeah, I guess I don't really need to roll. That's a lot of dice.
8d6. Let's see, upcast it. It's not a problem. That sounds like more than 8 to me.
Roll.
You know, I think I'm gonna lucky that dexterity save.
Roll.
I was wrong.
You may if you choose to do so.
Yeah.
Roll.
I rolled a 15. Please. Please.
Just a little bit.
Nope.
Oh.
And I'm gonna look and see if I can use lucky more than once. I
On the
don't
same
think
thing?
I can.
You can't Bill Murray something twice.
I'm gonna
Hold
start
off on
attacking
telling me
him
the
now.
damage because
Okay.
I should decide before I take the damage.
If he attacks me, I'm gonna attack him. So I'm in this fight now. I thought you said it's gonna do one of them. That's what
That
it
is
seemed
what
like.
it seemed like.
Yeah, I can't use more than one, so I take the full brunt of the damage. How much?
It's quite a lot.
Yeah?
Yes.
I really wish I had absorb elements. Alright, David, how much damage do I take?
You take enough to go down.
Can I at least know the
Sasha
number?
is enveloped by flame. Fiery death clutches at his everything as he is forced into darkness.
You're not gonna tell
Crack.
me really?
Takes, because you made the save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Crack takes.
So I took half, right?
Yes. So not to be too unimpressive, but Crack only manages to take 18 damage.
36.
His feathers and flesh scarred.
Did you forget something?
I could have said... I'm dumb.
Wait, mirror image.
No, not mirror images. Mirror images wouldn't help with that at all. But
Oh.
you know what I should have opened with?
Ah.
False life.
I thought you took that off.
Oh, by the way, I
I
guess
did. Actually,
I
yes,
guessed
that
for
worked.
drama that it would be enough to put you down. I guess correct me if it isn't.
No, it is.
I would.
I have 32 hit points. It does. My health Good luck, man.
22 health. 40 health, so 22 health.
It is at this point that while Sasha is unconscious, Crack hears no and sees coming over the ridge Ismark and Irina like galloping up on horses.
This is fucking
I'll say
outstanding.
run the other way.
They can't run the other
I
way.
don't fucking know
Yeah,
that.
he doesn't know that.
This is so
They
Although, wouldn't that be funny? Run the other direction!
Ismark comes to a stop before Irina does. Ismark's shouting, "Wait, no, stop!" And then Irina like eventually like it clicking because she really like sees Sasha first and then Strahd second, and then she stops and then she like tries to like rear the horse back, but like it doesn't move as Strahd turns his back to Crack,
Oh, this is a clustercluck.
who, since you're kind of staying back, like you're not close enough to get like an attack of opportunity. As he
Okay, fine.
walks calmly towards Irina.
I'm not.
He stops. The man is almost as tall as she is on horseback. You've never seen him like
Damn.
close to anything, but like, boy howdy. He looks upon her with an almost forlorn fondness and remarks, "So sorry that you had to witness this brutality. I was merely having words with your teacher. But rest not. I have made sure that he will be able to teach you further,
Why is she just standing there? Run.
for whatever you wish.
Okay.
Though I do not think his magic will suit you, my dear." Ismark, meanwhile, is slowly trying to break himself out of his fear and succeeds towards the end. Like,
Don't be an
He's
idiot.
gonna
he
get
leaps
killed.
off
Oh
of the
god,
horse,
don't be an idiot. Oh.
rushes, and makes a swing only for Strahd to disappear.
Okay.
That doesn't mean he's not dead, Ed. Stop relaxing yet.
Deep, evil cackles surround the group
Or you can kill me.
as the mist,
Oh, he does.
as some of the mist within the forest, almost as if with a life of its own, drifts skywards.
I can't believe you just showed up to fucking magic cuck me in front of my student.
You think that's bad? That's where we're leaving it for this time.
What about
That's
our fight
bullshit!
What about
God,
our
with the
fight
other
with
fight
Demon
going
on?
on too. Shit.
Tense with excitement is where we will leave it. I hope you look forward to next week. Because I definitely will.
I do too.
I
You're fucking.
continue to be David Harper, who can be found as artist David Harper on Instagram and Twitter. Now for some, no doubt, excited closing thoughts.
Well, hey y'all, I'm Mario Vilas. I'm playing Sasha, and I just got fucking spellcucked by Strahd von Zarovich. So that was something. Figured out some stuff. Got some stuff to do. Honestly, highs and lows. Learned new spells. Got the shit kicked out of me by Strahd.
But
Have
you
a new
didn't
quest,
die.
maybe.
But you didn't die.
Yes. Yeah, it was definitely weird. You can find more of me at Lights Camera Initiative on Twitter, where I speak for everyone here who does not have a Twitter. Additionally, coming June 6th, you will be able to find me on the Greyhawk channel, where I will be playing in their Hidden Shrine of Tomoe-chan game. That should be pretty cool. Additionally, that same month later on, I should be in a one-shot for the Scraticus channel, so you can check me out there as well.
And
yeah, Robert, I'm playing Greila. I kind of wish I got to finish my fight. There are lots of shit happening all at once, so I really hope I remember when we come back to this what is going on.
And I'm Jeff playing Crack. Took damage and gonna heal my party member over here. And next time I see him, I'm gonna attack him. You know, it's just, I don't care if there's gonna be, oh, let me do him or any of that shit. No. We all fight.
No, that's fair.
And lastly,
I am still here, still Ed, and I mean our neck of the woods doesn't seem to be going that bad, quite yet. But
we don't know how bad it's going.
That's
really.
what I said. Yeah. So who knows, boys and girls? We'll see how we get at this people next week.
and how. For now, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See.
I can't believe he just fucking fireballed me. Hey, guess what, nerd? Bam!
Hey, you see this one before?
Here, I need to.
I should have figured he was gonna do that.
I bet you think this would be effective against you, idiot.
Hey, he also gave you another hint. He's not weak to fire.
That's true. I did figure out some stuff. He's not weak to fire.